I guess while we're waiting, do we want to do introductions during, like, the official
Sure.
start, or now?
We can. Yeah, let's do it now. Why not? Sure, go for it. I'm Gaz. Sometimes people will call me Lily. That happens. I'm running a game called Black 7, which is a small, little, lightweight game about super spies and infiltrating corporations, and basically a mix of James Bond and the Bourne Identity, I guess. And these are my players.
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Fury. I've been on the channel a few times, and this is my girlfriend, Cristy.
Hello. This is my first tabletop RPG game ever.
I'm Garm and Py. I'm on this channel a lot. I'm in pretty much everything at some point or another. People call me Garm, I guess.
Hey, I'm Py. If you are continuing to watch, then you know I'm probably going to break something. I swear I don't do this on purpose. Okay, maybe a little bit on the last one, because I was fairly certain after she paused that this was not going to be in plans. But anyway, I don't know.
All right, so seeing as it's super lightweight, I decided that we're going to do character creation on stream in order to kind of let all the viewers meet the characters along with us. So you all have been recruited. The year is in the far future. The boundaries of it's 20XX, but that I can never find a good way to say that.
20XX.
20 something or another.
Yeah, it's a few minutes into the future.
No, it's Mega Man years.
Yes.
The boundaries of state and nation have been ground to dust under the heels of the world-spanning corporations. You are agents of the mysterious espionage agency Black 7, mentioned only in rumors and whispers of backroom deals. Recruited from the best of the best and vanished from the public surface of society, the agents are known only by a series of rotating and disposable code names, paid handsomely enough that any job beyond the occasional operation is nothing more than a hobby. Having spent a year in the employ of Black 7, your agents are now eligible for promotion, and just in time as the looming threat of the think tank Future Perfect is rapidly approaching the precipice of destruction. Acting on a mysterious tip-off from a competing agency, you've been contacted by the anonymous voice of Control, and informed to find what Future Perfect is building, codenamed the Inference Engine, and to destroy it by any means necessary. You have been called to the buildings of Icarus Innovations and brought before the mysterious Director Echo of Black 7 for what she calls mission-critical technology. Though, due to Icarus's reputation as a prosthetics company, what form this will take is obvious: bleeding-edge cybernetic enhancements. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to use the prototype cybernetics to infiltrate Future Perfect and destroy the Inference Engine.
All right, I'm pumped.
They're gonna hack my arm off for this job?
They'll give you a better one.
I mean, at least I won't have carpal tunnel anymore.
Alright, so
Can I go full Motoko prosthetic body?
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
Did you get the message from, I assume, Car?
No?
Kick up my output volume on your side, Garm. Apparently I'm quiet on stream.
It's in chat.
Okay, sorry, Twitch chat, Twitch is entirely breaking for me.
I've got an eye on it. We can talk. This is one of the slow games anyways.
Yeah, there you go, you're at 38%.
Okay. So there's 7 steps, maybe 8 steps for character creation, and we're just going to run through them together. Maybe have a text document open or something. I'm also going to be tracking it as we make characters together. So first, everyone needs to choose a code name. Each agent has a raft of fake identities, but a code name is for life. When Control assigns them at random, you choose which one your agent was assigned, because out of character stuff. Maybe it's something deceptive like the assassin named Dandelion, or maybe it's dead on like the sneak thief, Ghost. Or maybe it's just a cool name like Grimlock. So, Fury, you have an idea for what you want your code name to be?
I am thinking of a couple, but I think I'm gonna go with Electo.
Cristy, you have an idea?
Codename is Tetra.
Garm?
Can I be Salasana? Or is
If
that
you tell me how to spell it.
Salasana, I think.
Works. Pie? Did we lose Pie?
No,
This is just a
You know-
difficult decision.
screw it. I'll go with my old WoW character name, Nargalax. You want me to spell that?
Nargalax. Nargalax?
Glax.
I threw an extra A in there. That is, I'm not sure that we can do that. I mean, putting in a gun backwards seems like a pretty major thing. I'll make them re-roll it at some point, though.
I
Okay,
hate you, I hate you, Sala, because I know that it's gonna be me that gets hit with this.
so next you need the history of your agent. What was it that they did to draw Black Seven's attention, and why were they recruited? Did they previously work for an intelligence company? Were they a paragon of a theoretical physics field recruited for outside knowledge, left to sink or swim in the field of international espionage? It doesn't really need to be more than a couple words, something like ex-special forces, bitter old spy, prodigy hacker, that kind of thing. Just feel free to go in any order, because I know this part will take slightly longer.
I've got mine.
All right, Garm, what you thinking of?
I was recruited through an ARG that was created to test people's cryptographic skills. Sorry?
No, what were you saying?
I was one of like maybe 2 people to actually get through each section of it.
All right, the ARG, the AR gamer.
I think
I don't know
crypto
what you
hacker would
wanna-
be the
You have a better epithet?
crypto hacker is about the best I'm going with.
That works.
Love it. Love it. I've got one if there's room for me.
Absolutely. That's what this is about. There's not really an initiative for character creation.
God, I wish. No, so Electo is sort of like a feared private assassin, sort of, but mostly she works for government types. It's sort of like she's a contractor for CIA or FSB or MSS, that sort of thing.
The government-sponsored wet work.
Yeah.
Nice. Tetra, Nargalax.
Tetra is ex-corporate security.
I like
Kinda
it.
got fed up with bigwigs.
I
And-
fucked up with bombing, and now I get to do this instead of spending time in prison.
Nargalax, demolitions. All right. So the next step is there are 3 major categories of skills that you're using. They're called traits. Infiltration is for when you're moving around undetected. It's things like sneaking around, cracking a safe. Force is for when the alarms are blaring, the security's out, and all you really need to do is crack some heads. Mob is your more standard spy stuff. You've got your sneaking up behind someone with a garrote wire, or you're setting up a taser on a door so when someone opens it, they just drop. You'll need to pick of infiltrate, force, and mob. Which one is your primary skill, which one is your secondary skill, and which one is your tertiary skill. You'll get a bonus of +5 to primary, +4 to secondary, and +3 to tertiary.
I'm sorry, that was 5, 4, and 3.
5, 4, and 3 to infiltration, force, and mob. Generally just go with whatever fits your character concept. Director Echo, I believe, was originally... Oh geez, I don't remember what her backstory is at all. That's
I
on
remember what
me.
her backstory is if you want.
Yeah, she's one of Fury's old characters that I'm using.
Okay, so Echo's backstory is actually pretty similar to Tetris. She used to be corporate security. She stole about $1.3 billion in patents all at once. And she is infiltrate fight mob. Is her skills, and she uses a vocoder.
So yeah, if any of you have an idea of whether you'd rather be stealthy, stabby, or just out there to break face,
I
right
will
ahead.
be.
We have Electo and Tetra ready.
Yep, I'm ready to.
What was Pi saying?
I was just saying I was ready. I
Yeah.
would go force, mob, and then infiltration.
I'd be infiltrate, mob, and then force.
I'm mob infiltration force.
And I'm similar to Garm. It's infiltrate mob force.
All right. So those are your traits. Past that are your attributes. Each trait is divided into, well, if you think of it like a table, there's the 3 traits for rows and 4 attributes for your columns. You've got body, speed, mind, and communication. Body is stuff like if you just need to take someone down, fighting. Body is your stuff like jumping someone, just shooting them. Mind is stuff like cracking safes. Lord, I was not as prepared for this as I thought I was.
Oh, good.
It happens.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna go grab the copy pasted. There we go. So for infiltration, you're sneaking around as your body, hiding, running from place to place, not being seen. Your speed trait is going to be crack, which is lockpicking, rewiring security panels, stuff like that. Mind would give you retrieve. It's setting your RFID tag to match the ones, stealing electronic information, pickpocketing a key card or something. And communication is the 4th attribute, and that just gives you basically social skills, getting people to give you passwords, social hacking, basically, looking like you belong when you just walk by. And that same 4 attribute breakdown progresses to the other ones. For force, your body is fighting, just going to town with brass knuckles. Speed becomes shooting. Mind becomes throwing things like grenades or traps or micro turrets. And your communication becomes shout, intimidating people, hacking communications, convincing them to fire on each other. Mob is a hybrid of the 2. For body, you have ambush. For speed, you have snipe instead of shoot. For mind, you have trap instead of throw. You're not throwing a grenade, you're setting it up to go off later. And for communication, instead of intimidate, you have scare, which is kind of the same thing, but it's not giving away your own position when you do it. You'll need to pick 1 attribute to be really good at and 1 attribute to be not so good at. It's a +1 and a -1. Your other 2 will just be neutral.
What was the speed for mob?
Shooting. Anything with a gun.
Yeah,
From
speed for
silenced
mob is
pistols
sniper.
to anti-tac. For mob it's snipe. Sorry. For fight it's shoot, which is anything from a silenced pistol to an anti-tank rocket.
Lovely.
You probably won't need to use an anti-tank rocket unless something goes really badly.
I really
Or
hope
really
nothing goes that horribly bad.
fantastically.
We don't need to, but we want to.
You know, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that, and I think Electo is too.
Do we have to pick 1 to be
Yeah.
proficient and
One to be
not great at-
excellent at, 1 to be a little bit below average at. And again, this is not
in each
below
of the
average.
columns?
This is no, sorry. Of
Or
body,
total?
speed, mind, and communication, just total.
Okay.
So,
Are you a particularly communicative person? You'd have plus communication and maybe minus speed or something like that. What were you saying, Garm?
so I'm putting my body at -1 and my mind at +1.
All right.
Smart but scrawny.
Electo has exceptional in speed, but merely average in mind. She's a shooter. She's not a planner.
Cristy and Py.
Thinking.
No worries.
I'll do communication as +1 and body as -1.
I will. Oh man, but I want both of those.
Remember, you'll still be good at things within your chosen trait. It's just you'll be slightly less good at it.
Yeah, I'll take plus in communications and minus in mind.
All right. Nobody's particularly good at cracking skulls. This will be great. Don't
Don't
have to
crack-
worry about
Yes, but I don't need
one of
to
the
if I can make them piss their pants.
That's fair.
Gaz, I don't crack skulls. I crack encryption scheme.
I crack skulls from 600 to 800 meters.
All right. So, given that, if you want to think of the little grid for what it's worth, there's a very upset cat outside my door. Sorry.
Fix it.
I mean, I hope they're okay, but whatever. All right, so the next part is pretty simple. It's equipment. You basically just need to pick what weapon that your agent uses for each type of combat. For example, for shoot and snipe, you might pick up a tranquilizer pistol if you want to go non-lethal, or an SMG, or a shotgun, or a sniper rifle, something like that. For fight, you could go anything from a baton to a 3-foot-long katana. Like, you have as much freedom as you want. The trick is that you're only allowed to bring one weapon for each type. So if you're bringing a tranquilizer pistol, you can't bring a battle rifle.
Except for our exceptional attribute, right?
Your exceptional one, you do get to bring 2 weapons on, and you'll usually want a non-lethal one and a lethal one. Narsh, it's probably a good half century or a century into the future. It's
Sorry, what are the categories for the weapons?
the same body, mind, speed,
Okay.
communication. You have a close combat weapon from your body, a shooting weapon from your speed, a trap weapon or a grenade from your mind, and a communication weapon. We've been using stuff like radio jammers, turret hacks, little like.
Man, it's so hard not to just
So
pick
more
stuff
like
from
tech
Siege.
type things.
Yeah, tech stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so if I wanted like an EMP grenade, that would go under communication instead of mine.
Yep.
Cool. That's my communication weapon.
All right.
So
Take a second to figure out, because you have 5 weapons, right?
Yeah.
So just take
Yeah.
a second to figure out what your equipment loadout is going to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
How serious are we being today, Gaz?
We're about halfway between Blade Runner and James Bond. We're about to go hack into. You're infiltrating. For a little bit more background, I can give you some background on
No.
Future Perfect.
Well, I mean, that's also good, but that answers my tone question.
The Northern Economic District, what used to be most of Western Europe, is now a massive supercity, a sea of metal and glass skyscrapers reaching thousands of feet into the air, supported by interlinking bridges and paths to keep people off the ground. Every few hundred feet, a constant stream of sky cars and air trains forms a complex computer automated transit network for moving across the entire world. We're not off planet, but it's pretty far future.
We're going to a city called Ned.
More of a subcontinent.
Called Ned.
Glad you're loving this, Nars.
Look, Garm, I don't make acronyms. I'm not the U.S. government.
I'm sure it was like actually a Belgian Belgian acronym at first, and then they translated it, and it just like it's called Ned. Oh God, Flanders Fields would be a Ned. Sorry, I'm good. I just having a moment there. So you're telling me I shouldn't make my close combat weapon a chain with a brick at the end that I call the blockchain?
If you want to go with that, be my guest.
Okay.
I have my weapons when you're ready.
I am not nearly ready.
Just give me 1 second. Okay, Fury, what are you going to use?
Okay, so my weapons are, Electo uses, as her shoot snipe, she uses an electro laser, which has 2 power settings. One is low power, basically acts as a very long range taser. The other one has a full power setting, which will basically fry your nervous system. And also give you just like a nasty burn a couple inches into your chest, but that's another story. As her fight ambush, she has a monomolecular bladed knife. For her throw trap, she uses VH nerve gas grenades, which are fast dispersing.
Is that a lethal nerve gas or a knock you out for a few hours?
That is a very lethal nerve gas. And
I'm not familiar, sorry.
I made it up, but
Okay.
And for her shout scare, she uses a radio overloader, which just sort of fills your head with white noise and incapacitates you.
Okay. Does that help point out to everyone how the weapon loadouts really work?
Yeah. I just need to figure out my 2 for mind.
Yeah,
Mind
mind is a good one. The traps and grenades and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying desperately not to just like pick crap from Rainbow Six Siege and call it a day.
Go for it.
Although
This is all for fun. So
my first thought was goo mines and the fucking welcome mat. But I think we already have a horrible toxic poisoner.
You're not wrong. Nerve gas is pretty bad.
I am having trouble what I would bring for communication.
Communication is really the weirdest one.
It's like social things dealing with
Yeah.
people, not objects.
It could be something honestly as vague as you have a really spooky voice. You're just a really loud person. But
sorry.
no, Fury, what were
Why
you
gotta
saying?
call me out like this, Gaz?
I was going to say that the example that I gave that I actually think that Tetra's going to use, but it's up to Cristy to finalize. But the idea is that what she's calling Jedi mind trick, where you convince one guard to shoot another by social engineering. Convince that one of them's a traitor or something like that.
Yeah, that works. Does Cristy have... Cristy, do you have... Don't need to talk about you like you're not here. Do you have your weapons set up?
Not quite yet. I need 1 more minute.
No worries.
I'm switching my communications gadget to a data deck, like straight off a hacking terminal.
Okay.
I don't know if it has literal like cassette tapes in it, a la Neuromancer, but you know.
It's a bit more advanced than that. It's probably something that looks more like a clear sheet of glass and picks up a whole bunch of fancy looking stuff on it.
Oh man, it's probably like a thing mounted to my arm and then a thing over one eye.
Yeah, let's go with that. I like that.
Some augmented reality kind of stuff. Could I make my other one an electronic scanner? No, wait, mine's wrong. Shit.
Yeah, you have mind. It's
Yeah.
traps and stuff.
Rip. God, it's tempting to change it. I've got one mind gadget so far, which I'm calling the Frisbee of Death. This is an approximately frisbee sized like thing that I mount to a wall when it detects motion. It does like a sonic knockout thing. How's that? I can't throw it.
I love it.
Probably really heavy. Alright.
You can absolutely throw it. It's got a gyroscopic stabilizer and electromagnets that induce a attaching current in any material.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I can throw it
It
to mount
turns
it, but
things
not
quasi-magnetic in order to mount it to anything you want. It's really great, actually.
or just, like, yeah, detects where the nearest surface is and, like, spits out adhesive foam.
Yeah. The future is cool.
Future is fucking tight.
That's the iconic quote of the night. That's it. We're done.
You can type !add quote and then stupid shit that I say to add it to our permanent quote archive. So, what currency does this place use? Is it Neo Euros or like Wulong or?
It's actually the microgram of gold.
Okay, so they don't have physical like cash then.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, there are ostensibly coins and bills, but it's the same way that it's fiat currency in the moment. Like, technically, the dollar is backed by gold.
Right.
In the future, it's just a little bit more exact.
And you a 5-credit bill that tases you when you grab it. That's my other.
If you
trap.
want 2 non-lethal weapons, absolutely.
Oh yeah, right. I need to kill people.
You could have your sonic knockout mine just liquefy brains. I mean,
It is called the Frisbee of Death.
yeah, it wouldn't really be the frisbee of Half-Life.
The Frisbee of knocking people out is much less impressive. Hipster Merchant of Death.
Okay, I'm having trouble coming up with 2 things for force and intimidate. One is being really descriptive of how fun different ways I could not kill you, but that you wish you were dead.
Thanks for the subscription, Jesus.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Sweet.
Uh,
Sorry.
no. What were you saying, Fury?
Cristy has weapons.
So
Cool.
I have weapons ready to go. So
Alright. What is your body weapon? Or whatever order you have them in. Sorry, didn't mean to knock you off your rhythm.
oh, sorry, it's so body weapon is gonna be an energy sword a la lightsaber.
You're gonna be a Jedi, aren't you?
Shh, shh, shh.
I love
Please
you,
go on.
buddy.
So okay, and that's my body one, and then the that's the mind one, right?
That's mind, speed, communicating.
So the mind one is going to be a smart net, which has a small cannon. So cannon shoots net, and it intelligently grabs onto you. The more you struggle, the tighter it gets.
And that's throw trap non-lethal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a speed one as a silent wrist crossbow, and it's got like these little micro bolts. So that
Is it a lethal crossbow or a knockout crossbow?
it's lethal.
Nice.
And then for communication, I have mind trick. Doesn't help the Jedi rumor, but that one is lethal. And then I have charm, which is non-lethal.
Wonderful. I like it. Garm, were you going to use the blockchain?
Yes, my body weapon is the blockchain.
Fucking arm.
My speed weapon is... This is the least fancy one. It's literally just a vector. It's suppressed, but other than that, it's a vector. It shoots you dead. That's it.
Is that it? I'm just gonna put that down as suppressed SMG.
Yeah, it's a
I don't
smug.
know what a vector is.
It's a smug.
Yep, it's a submachine gun.
It's actually a
really
silent
cool.
direction with a magnitude. It's pretty great.
Oh my god.
Come on, you saw that one coming.
Yeah. And then my mind weapons are the Frisbee of Death, which I'm too impressed with.
And
Yeah.
your taser bill.
And my taser bill, my 5-credit bill that tases you to knock you out if you pick it up. This is what we call social engineering theory.
The future is upon
Wait,
us.
sorry.
Yes?
No, sorry, I got distracted. I'm good. I
Alright.
thought I heard something else going on.
And then my communication weapon is it's a data deck. There's like a thing on my wrist I
Yeah.
hit, and I've got a thing over my eye, and I see augmented reality weird things, I guess.
Okay, cool. Pie, you got some weapons for us? You want to grab some help from the rest of
Mostly?
the party?
Yeah. So for body, I have a set and two, one on each arm, of retracting katars.
I like it.
Think Assassin's Creed,
Yep,
but
I'm
I can still use my hand.
about it.
For speed, I fucking American. AR-15.
I'm assuming
Uh,
suppressed,
Silenced.
or are you all about the loud noise?
Suppressed, because it'll go with the other thing I have.
Okay.
So for mind, it said trap, so I don't know if it has to be grenades or just a more
Anything really.
area effect kind of thing. Because I was thinking nitrous oxide.
Yeah, that works. Knockout grenades, kind of.
Laughing gas, which could be used in either like small quarters where it would just knock you out completely, or be distracting enough to get away, I suppose.
Gotcha. Okay. And then communication, the hard one, and you have to come up with two of them.
So I was thinking of two of them. I don't know how separate they would be. One would be manner is very composed, overly formal, talking to people, almost robotic in nature. So I guess acting more inhuman than human.
The main reason that you get two is that you have a non-lethal and a lethal option, and
Okay.
basically we can just say you're scary enough, you've got both options, whereas Garm with the hacking probably has to be a little bit less lethal, and Fury's jammer is definitely non-lethal. It's just loud and distracting, but you
And
could
obnoxious,
scare guards
probably.
into shooting each other or into just leaving, that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably. Huh.
Sorry, probably knocked you off your rhythm there.
No, that's all right. I hadn't gotten that much further since
All right.
looking this stuff up probably puts me on yet another list.
Oh, Pie, we're both
Okay,
already
well-
on all the lists.
I'm not on all of them.
Even
Probably.
that one.
Okay, well, all right. So we've got some more, two more steps.
Okay.
The second to last one is custom equipment. You get to bring a single piece of equipment that you can use once in each area, basically each encounter, where it's stuff like adaptive camouflage that lets you automatically sneak, or a lock gun that lets you automatically crack a lock, a custom rifle that lets you automatically succeed on the first snipe action. Just something that fits with your character. Reinforced ceramic plates so that you take less damage if someone shoots you. Emergency aid kit so you can give first aid if someone else gets hit. Basically just pick something appropriate to your character and I will figure out a way to make it work. Or if you need ideas, I can list off some more gear that we've used in the past. This is basically the thing that sets you apart from the other agents. Everyone's got weapons, everyone's got skills, but what makes Nargalax Nargalax? What makes Electo Electo?
First thing that came to mind, which should disturb me more than it does, is some sort of proof that we have control over their loved ones. For example, a body part.
I'm gonna go with it's just general blackmail material. It's a bit wider range that you can
Okay.
use it.
Like I said, the fact that that was the first thing that popped into my head should really disturb me more than it did. I'm like, I could carry around somebody's head in a bag.
But, like, not even some particular somebody's. The implication is that you have, like, a whole bunch from the area. You're just, like, carrying around a bag full of fingers, like, is this the one?
Oh no, sorry, this is the wrong one. Let me just reaches into a Ziploc bag. Oh, this one. Here you go.
Also,
Scared.
if you're holding somebody's head, you're not blackmailing them. You're telling them that you killed their loved one.
No, I'm saying
All right.
that I have somebody's head, and this could be your.
This could be you.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so-
You can't take me anywhere nice.
So Nargalex, you have some blackmail material. If you fail a manipulate roll, you can just pull that out and be like, no, trust me. You want this to go my way. You will automatically succeed on a failed manipulate roll.
Okay, I feel like Electo's major thing is that at this point she has so many contacts with so many agencies and so many places that she can call in basically any favor. Everyone owes her something. So I'm gonna say that she has like she has codes to something.
Okay, I'm gonna let you once in a scene, and this will make more sense when I explain how threat works, but Fury understands. Once in a scene, you can reduce threat from 5 to 4, and everyone who's noticed won't be. As you call in a favor to get a communications broadcast of, hey, no, trust me, these guys are supposed to be here. As long as everyone's in cover, you basically get to knock down the guard alertness.
I love it. Also, thank you so much, Feeny.
Thank you, Feeny, for the donation. Fury, you have 1 reroll.
Hell
Oh, I
yeah.
totally missed it. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the
It's okay,
donation.
I got
Yeah,
it.
if you want to explain.
What? Explain?
I don't know if we have any new people that weren't watching Wanderers, but
Oh, yeah.
explain the re-roll thing. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Exclamation point,
Um,
reroll.
If you donate, oh yeah, there's. I can
Chat
just
command,
do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
If you donate at least $5, you can give someone a reroll. Basically, give them advantage if you've played 5th edition D&D. Let them retry a failed thing.
Thank you, because my dice hate me.
You can also give it to the DM, which basically would give us
Yeah.
disadvantage.
I've got 4 of them right now, so I'm going to be using them to make things interesting.
Oh
You-
no.
You too can pay for our suffering.
Literally.
All right. Tetra, Salasana, any idea what you want your unique equipment to be?
I think I have an idea. I think permission to steal, like, word for word from a book.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want the world's ugliest t-shirt. The world's ugliest t-shirt is a t-shirt of a specific design, so that it basically it gets picked up by a computer system, and due to a gentleman's agreement between manufacturers, writes that person out of the footage.
Cool.
I love that.
It'll only work once
Oh, yeah.
because the loophole isn't continuous.
Yeah,
But you can absolutely have that, and it'll let you automatically succeed on a sneak roll
Yeah,
that you would have otherwise failed.
perfect. Thanks, William Gibson.
And Tetra?
So Tetra's gonna have a kind of like a sneaky earring that lets her overhear conversations, even if it's like whispered to yourself. Like say someone's entering like a password to somewhere and they're kind of like mouthing it, she can hear it.
Cool. Sorry, give me a second to like figure out how I would represent that. I'm gonna let you can either use it to know for sure if there's guards up ahead of you, or if you know there's a guard and you need to listen to something, it can get you a password, as long as it's a verbal password.
Okay, that works.
I love it.
All right.
Thank you, Nars.
Okay, and the last part is not a normal thing. You each get to have a specific cybernetic. I'm going to give each of you a couple of options unique to each person, and that's going to be words. Each person gets a different couple that they can choose from. It's just based on what's available at the time, what fits your body, immunosuppressant, rejection, like You get some
Usual
options.
techno
You
babble.
get to pick one. Yeah, there's some quantum entanglement going on, I'm sure. All right. So everyone's going to have 2 points of power. Sorry, 3 points of power. My bad. And you can use 1 point of power to activate your cybernetic. Electo, you've been given the choice between a smart gun link, which will help you shoot better, implanted knives.
Thank you, Jesus.
Hey, Jesus.
Oh,
There's,
thanks, Jesus.
Actually, 4 players. Just 2 people on Fury's mic.
I'll give Cristy mine.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jesus.
Thank you so much.
So, Fury, you have the choice between implanted knives, a chameleon mesh, or a smart gun link, which will help you ambush people, scare people, and shoot people, respectively. Although how you want to flavor it is up to you.
All right. I'm gonna take the. Okay, I'm going to take the implanted knives, and they are actually no. I'm gonna take the smart gun link because even though my shoot is so good, I just like it too much for the lore. That sweet, sweet lore. Electo, Electo has a neural implant which lets her actually see out of the barrel of her gun through its sensors and calibrate perfectly the electrolaser ionizing channel to match the exact conditions between her and her target.
Okay.
Why didn't you just say knives? Because it would have been nice to meet you.
Everyone, that's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
All right. Tetra, you've been given the choice between a cranial Van Eck rig, which is a
Nice.
brain mesh, basically, helps you communicate with people, or terahertz radar in order to crack safes more effectively. Or lastly, a voice projector, which basically does what your earring does in reverse, lets you throw your voice around.
Ooh.
Shit.
Like a ventriloquist on steroids.
Shit, this is hard. I'm gonna pick the cranial implant so I can communicate with people better.
All right.
Sorry, quick question. Mechanically, what are these gonna do?
Throughout the entire session, you will have 3 points of power, and it will let you roll with advantage on your matching trait. So Electo can roll on shoot with advantage by spending 1 of the 3 points of power. Tetra can do the same for shouting.
Okay, right on.
Solasana, you've been given the choice between wired reflexes, which is exactly what it says. It's cranial and nervous system implants that amplify your natural muscle memory. Or look to kill, which is basically a laser implanted into your eye.
Yo!
That's pretty cool.
Holy shit.
Do I get 3 options or just 2?
You only get 2.
That's fair. Look to kill. It's. I'm gonna give people the evil eye to death. Literal death glare. Thank
If
you, Nars.
looks could kill.
Narsh, every word out of your mouth this stream has been iconic. Thank you.
Looks can kill. Come to Ned.
And then Narglex, you've got the choice between the same chameleon mesh that Electo was offered. Well, not the same one, but it's the same technology. It's slightly different shape because you're not the same body, but the scientists are confused. Anyways, chameleon mesh helps you be a bit more scary, lets you literally look like someone else. A sound dampening tread, it's a bunch of micro servos in your feet that will help you walk dead silently. Or the implanted utility launcher, they replace a solid third of your upper arm with a grenade chamber. You ever wanted to have a 40mm grenade launcher inside of your bicep? So that someone flexes, they're like, yeah, look at these guns. You're just like, oh, you think that's cool? These guns.
Wait, it's in the upper arm or the lower arm?
It's the upper arm. It's a
So
little...
you don't
you
get
kind
caught
of-
with the hand grenade?
No, sadly. You kind of fold your hand back to rest on your shoulder and it comes out of the elbow.
That's fucked up.
I'm like, how would you do? Oh,
Is the joint
Oh,
also
shit.
robotic?
A lot of joints are robotic. I mean, just the other time, my grandfather needed to replace his hip.
I mean, okay, yes. Fine.
I tell my grandma that all the time. She's half cyborg.
Half cyborg.
No, she's gotten cataracts, both knees and hip.
Thank you once again.
I'm
Mark.
gonna have to go with the utility launcher
Okay.
because that's just too priceless of so many puns.
You get the feeling the scientists were purposely avoiding making puns when they were trying to explain it to you.
Please
tell me that you told all of the puns while you were getting implanted.
Oh yes.
Oh, they didn't need to use total anesthetic, but after like the second or third pun, they decided that it was entirely necessary for the good of the implant. We need to put you under.
You can't keep laughing while we work on your nerves.
If you keep twitching like that, we're going to have issues.
Well, we're live on Twitch right now.
Oh, you will have issues.
All right. So that's character creation. It only took 45 minutes.
The opposite of a
Excellent.
problem, Gaz.
What?
It's the opposite of a problem.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. All right.
Ready to kill
So
people.
here we go. It's time to kill people, as you say.
As they say in your country.
As they say in your country, time to kill things. Okay, so as a basic overview of the game, if I haven't mentioned that you guys are at threat or there's no threat to you, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter when, there's no initiative, you don't need to roll dice. If you're doing something, it happens. There's not really initiative, and even when there is, it's kind of vague. So if someone's talking, let them talk. If someone's turn is up, don't tell them what they should do unless they ask for it. When I do ask you to roll something, you will roll and add your bonus for that trait. So, for example, if I asked Electo to roll Snipe, their mob plus speed is 6. And that's, they'd roll 2d6 plus 6. And then if it's greater than 10, Electo has succeeded, and Fury gets to describe what happens. It could be something simple like they're down, or it could be, a 3-minute monologue on lining up the perfect shot, looking down the barrel of the gun, and, etc.
Is that permission to make a 3-minute monologue?
If that pleases your heart, yes.
This
You
is
have
the
my
best day
full
ever.
and explicit permission to monologue.
Thank you, Gaz.
Okay,
Oh, dear.
thank you.
I love you, Gaz.
I'm flattered. If someone else succeeds,
Yes.
for example, if Fury succeeded on a fight roll, right? But Fury's, not feeling too great about it, wasn't sure how the fight should go down. If she asks, specifically if she asks for help, then someone else can pipe up and help describe what happens. If you fail, I get to describe what happens, and it's not going to be good for you. That's basically the whole game. You're going to try to do
Alright.
something. I'm going to tell you what to roll. If you succeed, you do a thing. If you don't, you don't.
All right then.
You basically have 3 stats. You have health, noticing, and exposure. You are either exposed or not. You are either noticed or not. Exposed is when you're out of cover, but you don't have to be like, if you're in an empty room and you're standing in the center of it, you're exposed whether or not someone sees you. If someone sees you, but you're hiding behind the corner of a wall, they know you're there. You're noticed, but you're not exposed anymore. If someone's looking at you while you're in the center of an empty room, you are both noticed and exposed. Make sense?
Yeah.
Tracks here.
I think so.
All right. It's something simple. I'll basically tell you, hey, you're noticed, hey, you're exposed, and there will be consequences to each of those things. Generally, if you're noticed, the threat level and the alarms are going to start going up and going off respectively. If you're exposed, if people are shooting at you, you're not in cover. They're going to have an easier time shooting you. The whole positioning is really abstract. Basically, you have to make a setup action, which is an infiltration action of some sort to get to your target. Like, if Fury wanted to, I'm going to use you for all these examples, Fury, because we've played this before.
Anytime.
If Fury wanted to sneak up on a guard and shank him with that monomolecular knife Electo's carrying, she would need to make a positioning action, any one of the infiltrates that she could justify, to get close to the guard without the guard noticing, and then on her next turn, she could kill him. If you just want to go for it without sneaking up, you're going to be noticed because you're just charging down the hallway brandishing a knife. You might get the guard still, but the alarms are probably going to go off. They're probably going to see you doing that. You're going to get exposed. Generally, if you fail to take out a guard, you're noticed. You'll take the guard down, but you'll still be noticed. Basically, they get off one last gasp of intruder on floor 6 and then die. If you don't take the positioning, you get exposed. If you do both, for example, if a guard really needed to die, you could rush him without the positioning and then fail your roll, and he would go down, but you would be noticed and exposed. That's basically it. There's 3 threat levels. There's threat 3, which is the guards are on alert. 1 and 2 won't really matter for us. We're not playing in any civilian areas because you're infiltrating to find the inference engine. I'm monologuing a lot. Tell me if you need me to stop. Sorry.
You're the DM. It's literally your job.
I know, but I don't want to overload any. I'm just trying to be polite.
I mean, I'll have questions as time goes on. But...
Yeah, I'm sure. Questions are always good. At threat 3, everything's fine. At threat 4, they know someone's there. It's harder to use mob actions. You take a -2 penalty. At threat 5, you can't take mob actions. They are ready and waiting for ambushes. You have to take them down with force. If you use a force action, the threat goes up to 5. It's loud enough, it's brutal enough that the alarms are going off no matter what. There's a difference between sneaking up behind someone and shanking them and engaging them in a knife fight, if that makes any sense.
Man, I want a knife fight.
You don't have a knife fight. You have a blockchain.
If anyone's getting into a knife fight, it's me.
Can I still like find a guard and tape our hands together like in the video for bad and knife fight that way? Blockchain's valid for that, right?
If that makes you happy, yes.
And it would. Sorry, continue.
Okay. The last thing is there's going to be a static target in each area. It'll be, for instance, in a previous session, they were trying to find the production equipment for a neo-Nazi supernatural drug that gave people magic lightning powers.
That's fucking awesome.
This is a good game.
It's a fun game. The Pure Fists are a great gang that I'm glad I created.
Does the drug make you a neo-Nazi, or like...
No, the neo-Nazis are producing the drug.
Okay. So...
It's not a mind control drug, it's just a lightning power drug.
Nice. So you could punch Nazis, steal their stuff, and get lightning. This is the ideal timeline. Holy shit.
Thank you.
Alright, so basically static targets. You'll have to take 2 positioning actions to get there, which, if you can justify being there and also being close to a guard, that works. Like, this is literally the most open-ended, hey, there's a guard in the hallway. Oh, I want to climb up into the ventilation ducts and jump him. There's ventilation ducts now. Go for it. You're James Bond, etc.
What do I roll to seduce people?
That would be communication. Depending on what you're doing. If you're seducing them just to like get somewhere, probably infiltration. If you're seducing them into bed where you can kill them in a flurry of passion, probably mob. I don't know how you would force seduce someone.
Let's
That's
not go
probably
into
rape,
that on
and I
stream.
don't like that.
Yep, let's not think about that. We're moving on.
Yeah. Anyways,
And we veer away from that.
yeah, find your way to the static target, take out the static target, and we'll be good.
Tom Clancy's gay ass super spy.
Yep,
I'm
that's the title of the stream now.
Oh shit,
Oh
I
my
never
God.
changed the
That's what
title
we're
of the
calling
stream.
this game now. Yeah,
Oh,
we're-
somebody else did.
Garm.
Alright, good.
Okay, good.
It's okay,
good,
Karu
good,
had
good.
my back.
Thank you, Karu.
I don't want to get sued by dead Tom Clancy.
All right. Are you guys ready to infiltrate the Northern Economic District and go after the inference engine?
Already to infiltrate
Yes.
Ned.
Yeah, you're gonna sneak right into Ned, Garm. I know it is your highest fantasy.
Can we enter through the sewage system?
Let me tell you a bit about Future Perfect.
Tell me a bit about Ned. No, okay, Future Perfect.
Future
that's good,
Perfect
too.
is a shadowy think tank centered in Altus Tower in the capital of the Northern Economic District. Assumed to be harmless, they were generally passed over until a tip-off to Control sent you on this mission to sabotage the burgeoning project of the inference engine. Altus Tower is a towering, glass skyscraper, topped by Future Perfect's offices and workshops, mostly rented out on the middle and lower floors to corporations below the traffic line, which is the speeding network of computer-controlled air cars. Nobody really knows who actually works for Future Perfect. Like, there's a bunch of people moving in and out, but they all seem to be working for one of the sub-companies that's being rented out. It's possible that all of those companies are merely a front to hide who actually works for Future Perfect and what they do.
That's just Disney.
According to Control, your first target is the Altus Tower upper offices. How you get in there is up to you, but it's above the traffic line. We won't be able to support you. If you get found, as I'm sure you're aware, you don't exist. Nobody's going to come help. How are you all going to plan to get into Altus Tower?
Electo is going to suggest that we. Is this the tallest building in the area?
It's up there. It's not the tallest, but it's about equal.
So we can't zip line from one to the next.
You would be covering hundreds of feet of open air and near supersonic sky cars. It would not be a good time.
Okay.
Guys, I just want you to know that calling it Altus is worthy of a, chuckle.
See, Garm, you say all these things and you were like so proud of the inference engine, and here I am just like making up names that sound cool and cyberpunky. Like,
Well, Altus is the place from Arma 3.
It is.
is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I thought this was intentional. Why do you
No.
keep doing this? How?
Garm, I just make cool names.
Damn
I
it,
don't
Gaz, stop
Google.
being talented
Gaz.
without being sick references.
Yeah, guys, you're gonna break Garm completely.
I'm okay with this.
I'm not.
Future Perfect wasn't even a Time Slayers game yet. Okay. Sorry, we have to infiltrate the giant facility and get to, like, the top of it.
Presumably.
The very head
Somewhere
of the
within their offices is the inference engine.
Okay.
Your first assignment is to figure out where. The second assignment will be, well, figure it out.
Just like in The Amazing Race.
Okay.
You wanna zipline in from across the
Well,
sky
that-
cars? I'm down. That's sick.
Okay, yeah, that's Electo's suggestion. We zip line in over the traffic line. We scale what remaining wall there is and go into the roof.
That seems like it would be easily noticed by a number of people.
Yeah, the sky traffic might notice us, and it's a largely glass building, right? So people will notice
Yeah.
if there's a giant person suction cupping like across their window.
You never let me do anything fun.
You said that most of the sky cars were controlled by a central system, right?
Yeah, actually getting a license to privately pilot your own sky car rather than having the city AI do it for you is prohibitively expensive. And the insurance for it is even more so. You could buy a city block for what it takes to drive one of those things.
I want to hack a future
That
Uber.
said, it's a computer system, and computer systems are always vulnerable.
Yeah, just like people. So, being the hacker, my suggestion is, of course, hacking. My suggestion is that we call for a future Uber, and when it arrives, I hack the ever-loving shit out of it as we send it on a circuitous route to give me time. And then we use that to get us obnoxious, like, as close as we can without getting super noticed, hopefully.
As a matter of fact, there is a long distance route that goes directly over Altus Towers.
I thought it went above the car line.
It goes above the Metropolitan car line. It doesn't go above the international one.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
We could do that and then wingsuit onto the roof.
That sounds scary as hell. I'm in.
We could
What
go.
do we know? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Pi.
What do we know that goes on in the tower in terms of non-automation?
How do you mean?
Well, we don't know who exactly works for Future Perfect, but are there any employees like up where near we want to go?
There are employees. It's the kind of thing where you know that people work in the office building, but for some reason you never see them get there and you never see them leave. The offices have lights. You can see figures moving behind the windows. Like, there are clearly times that the lights go down, janitors come by, the lights go up. It's just who exactly
going to
works
say,
there,
I
you're
would-
never sure.
I suggest that we either convince current janitors or maintenance workers to give us their uniforms, schedules, patrol routes. Words are so difficult. And we get in that way. Or if they don't want to do it willingly, we can take out all of their teeth and then do the same thing.
I'm not gonna lie, take out their teeth is chilling.
Like, for
Well,
much?
Yes, but if you completely destroy a body, they can tell you from their dental records. But if you take all of their teeth and grind them into dust,
Okay.
then there's nothing to see.
Narglex scares me. Control is leaving this operation up to you guys.
Because of Narglex?
They have offered as many resources as they can, but until you choose an infiltration method, they can't help. Sounds like you have two options. Sneak in as janitorial staff, or wingsuit from an
drop in.
international channel.
I'm definitely biased towards the Triple X plan, i.e. the wingsuiting.
Yep, I'm same here.
I'm sorry, Pike. Your plan is terrible.
No, I'm trying to see.
But
It's probably easier for one person to sneak in as a janitor, and that would give you an inside man.
Oh,
Well, Tetra has like the highest communication power, so maybe
Yeah, I was going to
that
see
could,
what.
maybe that could be like half and half. If Tetra and Nargalax handle maintenance staff, we have someone communicating and someone demolishing in there, and then that would give us time to give the hacker duo up in the air some information.
that's a good point, and
that's a really good plan.
That would allow us more easy access to the building. Like if you can find us an emergency exit that isn't watched by something or something like that, I can
And
use hacker bullshit.
if basically the tower is above the main city vehicle lines, but below the international ones, if we contrive some plan of there's interference with the grid system and security, that would be a reason to get where we need to go close to the
All right.
car
love it.
lines.
I love
Yeah,
it. Let's do it.
that sounds like a good plan. Pi and Tetra, both of you roll me a what is it? Communication. Infiltration communication.
Okay, so
2d6.
2d6. Yep. Plus whatever your value is.
Does everyone have access or have opened the Excel spreadsheet with everything?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
drop stats into the
Thank
Discord.
you, Gaz.
Mm-hmm.
Hearts.
Aswin, we're about an hour into this game.
We've done character creation and background. They're about to start actually infiltrating the location.
I
guys,
think
are
that-
you ready for this?
Uh,
Tetra just rolled a 17.
I
Alright.
rolled a 10.
Woo!
Also, I think we're about 6 hours into the overall stream then? Yeah.
Yeah, we are. The runtime on Nightbot will be off because it had to go down to swap games. So, unfortunately for Nargalex, there's a bit of a rough spot where he gets recognized as being a little bit more fit than the janitors normally are. A little bit more. Just there's something off about him, but Tetra, you covered for Nargalex. How did you do it?
I kind of pointed at my tiny petite frame and said that I needed help with lifting something. So Nargalax was obviously going to help me.
Sounds good. You guys managed to find an well, not really a backstage because it's not a theater, but there is a maintenance shaft that goes up along the corner of the building. Seems like it was used for bringing air ducts up to the top of the building and rerouting ventilation, but it seems to be fairly unmonitored and it links into the bottom floor of the offices from the roof. Electo and Salasana, I will need a sneak roll from either of you guys.
All right, on it.
Gonna die.
Oh, you're both terrible at sneak.
10.
That's a 9 plus my... That was sneak, you said?
Mm-hmm. Body infiltration.
13.
Okay, so the hack goes beautifully. The wingsuit, perfectly well. But you're aiming for a 3-foot square on the corner of a high altitude skyscraper, and the wind is unbelievable. Salasana manages to land fine. Electo nearly goes over the edge. Salasana, what did you do to make sure Electo made it back up safely and then to get inside before you were noticed?
This is a problem because I'm scrawny and weak, so I'm not quite sure I could, like, catch somebody and throw them in. I see as we're nearing it, I see that Electo is not quite off course, and I'd like to try and apply a correction to Electo's path, by which I mean kick her to the side so that she actually gets in.
Perfect. I love it.
Electo will remember that.
Not dead,
So
just injured.
You all have made it in to the offices of Future Perfect. Infiltration wasn't flawless, but nobody seems to be tipped off about it. You're currently at threat level 3, about as easy as it's going to get. You're not sure quite how many yet, but as you regroup on the lowest level, meet back up, stow away the wingsuits, change out of the janitor uniforms into your actual gear, you've noticed a few uniforms walking around. Navy blue uniforms with what looks like black anti-kinetic plating over it, and ominously humming weapons that seem like they're glowing but don't shed any light. They're recognizable to some of you as home defense railguns, presumably to avoid shooting through the thin office walls and damaging actual workers. These flechette guns basically will stop as soon as they hit a wall, but they'll go straight through people.
Cool.
I like them.
What time is it?
I sort of was picturing this at like sundown for my end.
Mm-hmm.
Given
Okay.
that we had a janitorial infiltration, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want to disturb meetings, and this is towards the end of the day when some people have gone home or disappeared early.
The offices seem fairly quiet, but you've heard a couple little buzzing noises going around. Probably some sort of drone floating around, maybe a camera, maybe a security. It's hard to tell from just the noise of the fans holding it aloft. Once you get in closer, control comes over the radio. Thanks to the milligram radar in each of your suits, we've managed to locate what seem to be the targets of this operation. There's a locked room on the northern side of the building and what looks like a freight elevator in the center, but it can't be a freight elevator. It doesn't extend down to the bottom or to any of the skycar levels. Try to figure out what it is, all right?
After that, control.
It's pretty clear that control is a bit off its game.
Solid copy.
In any order you guys choose, you're going to basically pick your initiatives right now as you head out into Alta's towers to find out what the locked room and the hidden elevator are.
I'm ready to go.
All right. If you're gonna go first, Fury, what you doing?
Electo just turns to the rest of the group and says, I'll start working on the guards. And she is going to pull off the capped with ventilation duct and sneak.
Sneak roll.
Okay, I was hoping for crack, but I'll take sneak. One sec. That is a 15.
That's perfectly fine. You sneak into the ventilation shafts, and as you're crawling around, kind of doing the worm, kind of, because it's fairly small. Oh, cool. That'll be super helpful. Thanks, Garm. Stat page is now up on stream. As you're wiggling around, you get an eye on some more of the guards, and through counting their shoes, actually, because the sizes are slightly different, and hairstyles, you've identified there are 6 security personnel on the floor. I should also mention that as part of the standard kit, you all have sub-vocal communications that let you stealthily talk to each other without making any noises.
I love sub-vocals.
All right, who's next?
The vocals are gonna be a problem if I start like humming glitch mob songs or something, right?
It's actually wired into a neural implant. It's less humming and more you think about talking and it'll go through.
Okay, don't think dirty thoughts. Got you.
You pig!
Don't you think at me in that tone of voice.
The tone of thought.
All right, Sala, you've volunteered to go next. What are you up to?
We're in a maintenance shaft, right? Or something
Yeah,
like
just
that?
at the end of it. It's kind of not quite concrete, but it's a lot of bare, unpainted, clearly not supposed to be back here. It's not the office space.
Alright.
Electo she just flat up vanished into a ventilation shaft a couple seconds ago.
As you do. Are there electrical
As
things
you do.
kicking around?
Sorry, say again?
Are there electrical things kicking around?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like some of the doors are just open, but others have electronic locks on them. It doesn't seem like there's any overarching.
But there's
What's it
no
called?
electrical cabling running along the inside of this shaft or anything like that.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some of that. It seems like this is more for ventilation than anything else, but you can see nodes running into air conditioning and other sorts of ventilation and recycling, as you would expect in a tower this tall.
I'd like to find some air conditioning. Okay. So nothing that looks like Looks like it would be linked to the cameras or anything like that.
Not back here. This isn't like a security room. It's more like
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
I'd like to... I want to try hacking into the air conditioning system.
cool. Roll me crack, I guess, which would be mind and infiltration.
Alright. So I got 10 on the dice, so that's mind infiltration. So that's 12 in total.
So you succeed. What were you trying to do?
I'd like to see if I can pull a map of where air conditioning units are. See if there's any deviation from the pattern that might indicate an unusually large room or something like that.
Oh yeah. You know how Control mentioned there
Clever, I
being
like
a freight elevator in the center of the building?
The for elevator, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Freight elevators usually don't take more air conditioning than a kitchen's walk-in fridge. That's really the only irregularity, but oh boy, that's one hell of an irregularity.
Is it incredibly cold or incredibly not cold?
It looks like it's the same temperature. It's just got, I mean,
Oh,
the air conditioning units here are spread out, every 30, 40 feet along the side of the building. In there, it's practically a wall of vents.
okay, so it's intensely regulated then.
Must be
Or-
something really hot in there.
Or some kind of gas they might need to ventilate at a moment's notice. Would be the other option, I guess.
I'm guessing
It-
cooling systems for a computer. Or
It
something
is
like that.
currently running. So it is, if it is something being contained, it is being contained within an airstream.
Gary's probably right. It's probably like a server farm ventilation thing, like some sort of engine that they have to.
Possibly
That's why-
for immigrants.
That's why I'm inferring from this situation. Yes. All right. I would like to report to the team that the freight elevator is probably some kind of server farm. Actually,
That you do. Tetra and Nargalex. Ideas? What are you guys going to be up
A
to?
server farm, correct?
That's what you think, yeah.
so
All right.
tempting to crank the AC to like 400 degrees.
Servers don't do great with liquids. I would like to be able to, I don't know if it would be hack into, but fill the automatic sprinkler system with coagulating red gel to make it look like it's raining blood so that we can set that off with a simple lighter to either distract guards or to completely ruin anything electronic underneath them.
Okay.
I love the idea, but I can't see how you would do that. So I'm gonna have to
All right.
veto that.
I do kind of like the idea of a distraction, though. So
Mhm.
what I can do is slip back into the janitor uniforms that we have and try to find a computer room inside.
Sure.
Hmm.
Roll me your choice of infiltrate communication or infiltrate body, depending on if you're just passing yourself off as a janitor or if you're being sneaky and using the janitor thing as a backup cover.
Nutrition communication.
Yeah, so it's going to be infiltration communication. Give me a second. 10. So it's 16.
You absolutely make that. You kind of make your way along. You nod to a couple of the guards, but they don't seem to they don't seem to recognize you as an intruder, which is good. As you're making your way towards what Control had pointed out as the locked room, however, you find yourself coming up around a corner and seeing one of the drones. And whereas the guards are carrying a single one of those home defense rail cannons, the drones have 4 mounted up in a little quad of what looks like is going to be a very bad time. It beeps and a light on the quadcopter goes from red to green as you come around the corner, and as soon as you go around the next corner past the locked room, you hear another beep. You couldn't stay to investigate, but you now know that there is one drone and it's guarding that room.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
A question about our mission. Was
Yes, Garm.
was this recon, recover, or destroy?
Sabotage.
Oh.
Oh,
Destroy, sabotage, you cannot let the inference engine activate.
Disable. Okay,
I-
yeah, we can make that work.
break it.
Well, if we verify
some
that
way.
that's where it is, I can fuck the AC and torch it off of it.
But there's got to be a backup system as well. How large is this drone?
Probably about 3 feet. Like 3 feet wide and like maybe 8 to 10 inches deep. It's a fairly sizable quadcopter. You've seen them used to deliver packages around the city before. They can tend to be able to lift about 200 or 300 pounds.
Okay. And are they made of a
They're-
polymer type material or metal?
They're usually a lightweight metal, aluminum, titanium, that kind of thing.
Excellent.
What are you
All right.
thinking, Nargalex?
I'm
I realized
thinking
I
that if
skipped your turn
everyone
earlier.
else, that's all right. That if everyone else is prepped with something that they want to do, but can't at the moment, I would. This is gonna be so dumb. I don't even care.
Go
I
for it.
want to try and cut the drone in either half or quarters, and hopefully be able to use its pieces as weapons.
All right.
If
While
not,
you can,
I would just destroy it.
Do you? Sorry.
So 2 issues with that. The first one is that you can tell from your background that the armament systems are wired directly into the drone. If you were to sabotage any part of the drone, the weapons would likely destroy themselves. These home defense
Okay.
railguns they're protected against being taken from their owners and used against them. They're
Okay.
very hair triggery about that. You can still destroy the drone, but charging it will leave you exposed and probably noticed
Mhm.
by the agents nearby, the security defense, not your fellow agents.
You can prep
Yeah.
to take a mob.
Yeah, you
that
can make
first.
an infiltration action to get closer and prepare to take that action. So if you would like to do that, you just need to tell me how you're getting close to this drone.
Huh.
I mean, alternatively, damn the consequences, shoot the drone.
I would
I
like
do
to.
not recommend this approach.
I thought about that though, but I would like to be able to get above the drone in a duct or ceiling, and either get the drop on it quite literally, or if there is lighting up there, get live wires and short circuit the whole thing.
You could probably follow Electa's path through the ventilation shaft fairly easily, and get behind it that way. Roll me a body infiltration check.
This is gonna go so well.
I'm trying not to chuckle every time you say body infiltration.
I appreciate
Now
your
I'm going to
restraint
be
and
thinking that.
discretion.
I hope you're happy.
Always.
13.
You make it. You actually sneak up behind the drone, and from the ventilation shaft, you have a good sight line on it. You can probably take it out with your next action. Electo, back to you. You've scouted out the 6 guards, and your counterpart, Tetra, has noticed the one drone. You're fairly certain that's all that's left on this floor for a security force this late at night.
All right. Electo wordlessly is going to crawl through the vents, and she's going to pick out a vent that has a good view of one of the guards, and she's going to prepare her electro laser.
Cool. Roll me a body infiltration.
Oh god.
Uh,
Oh, wait, I should meet that. 8.
Hmm. Well, as you begin moving along this vent, you press your hand forward and it feels solid, but as you move your weight onto it, the thin aluminum paneling kind of clunks down half an inch as one of the bolts slides loose. It catches on the nut. It doesn't drop you into the hallway, but there's a clunk, and one of the guards turns and looks up at you. Or, well, up at the vent you're in. You're noticed. Nargalex, from your point where you can see the drone, you see the red light that was kind of blinking intermittently, and Tetra, this is the one that switched to green as you walked by. It goes full red, and then it shuts off entirely. And at the same time that it does that, those 4 rail cannons start humming louder and charging up. There's even a little orange ring around the front that lights up as if to say, "Danger, stay away from this."
I take it that we're at threat 4?
We are at threat 4, and the drone is now actively hunting for a target.
Are we still going in order,
So-
or
We will still move in order.
And we can use infiltrate to decrease threat, right?
Yep. Any person can use infiltrate to remove another agent's notice status if you can justify it. So if Nargalex could, I don't know, like, this is why I'm not a player. I can't think of things. If you could justify that noise coming from something that's not a super secret spy sneaking through your ventilation duct, then you could remove Electo's notice status.
so? For example, if I could throw a wind-up toy or futuristic Furby across and into a different office, but
Yeah,
slightly nearby, and make it, talk or whatever, then
exactly.
they'd think, oh, some kid left it there or something.
If
would I
it,
know what's happened where?
yeah, you all have sort of gotten this down to a science of telling each other what's going on. If by the end of Electo's next turn, she is still noticed, threat will go up to 5 because the guards will then be certain that something happened and they're going to start hunting for you.
I think I have a plan, but I know I'm out of order, so if anybody else has an idea, hit me up.
I believe it is your turn, actually.
Oh, cool. I'm going to curse under my breath, and then I'm going to, since I am still sitting there hacking at the air conditioning system, and that sound came from the vent, I am going to have I'd like to make one of the air conditioning systems right near where that noise came from, suddenly kick out and then turn back on.
Nice.
Yeah, roll any non-body infiltration. I'm not sure which one that would be. Roll
Okay.
speed or communication infiltration.
Okay, well, they're identical, so I can't do mind infiltration.
Well.
Tragic. 6 and a 2 plus 5, so that's 13.
Perfect. The air conditioning stutters off in that area and then hums back to life, and the guard, like, looking up at where the noise came from, just kind of reaches up and kind of bangs his fist against it to, like, make sure it's not going to go out again. And Fury, you can hear him muttering something about how it's too hot on here already. It doesn't need to get worse.
All right. Electo is going to breathe out the breath she was holding.
So he looks up at the breath.
You wouldn't.
Tetra,
You wouldn't.
what are you doing? You've managed to get past the drone, but you heard it whirring back to life behind you. You guys are still at threat level 4, so this drone is still active. you would need to make another infiltration roll in order to successfully lower the threat level again. If that makes any sense. Or you can keep pursuing your objectives.
Say
Threat
that
4
again?
isn't that... okay, you guys are at threat 4. There is a small penalty to mob actions, to silently taking people down. And that drone is actively hunting for you because it's a bit more alert than an actual human. If anyone makes a... Because no one is noticed anymore, Solasana saved Electo there, anyone else can make an infiltration roll to drop the threat level back down to 3, which would deactivate the drone and get you guys back to how you started. Until then, like I said, small penalty on mob actions, but that's it.
So I want to do an infiltration. But quick question: does the Jedi mind trick work with AI like the drone?
Yeah, we can assume that you've got a way to make it work. It works as a series of basically integrated hacking protocols, and there's a lot of technobabble that goes on about it, but all you need to know is you can talk to robots.
Cool. So I'm gonna attempt to talk to the robot and tell it that that there's a threat at the other end of the building.
All right. That will drop your threat level down and temporarily get the drone out of the way. Roll me a infiltration communication.
That's a 9.
Do you have to reroll if you want it? But...
Yeah, do you want to use your reroll? You can just, yeah, you'd have to use a actual reroll. I was gonna say your prosthetic, but that's on shout, not on sneaky versions.
I can use my reroll. Shout out to Jesus.
Okay, roll for it.
Never mind. That was an 8. That was an 8. All right. It was destined to be not great. So I will take it.
So as you go to basically send this drone off, it turns, rotates really, it hovers, doesn't even change elevation or angle at all. And you can see those 4 rail cannons kind of retargeting on you before you duck back behind the corner. You are now noticed. Nargalex, your compatriot Tetra is noticed. No one else is. What you gonna do?
Is the drone tracking Tetra, or is it following?
It's staying in front of the locked room. It's just kind of pointing at the edge of the corner. It knows that she's in the area.
And it's in that direction.
Yes.
Okay.
It's bad.
All right. I have got that one force adds 1 threat level, while mob is affected by it and infiltration will decrease it.
Infiltration, well, now that Tetra's noticed, you have to remove her notice status before you can reduce the threat level. But yes, mob has a slight penalty. It's -2 from what you would normally be at. Force will instantly push the threat level to 5, as it causes enough of a commotion that everyone will be alerted. If you can take out the robot, Tetra will stop being noticed because it's the only thing that has seen her so far.
Okay. All right, since this is made out of a metal, and metal is susceptible to expansion and contraction, I am going to take one of my canisters of nitrous oxide, which is in aerosol form because it's easier to control that way. And since I'm in the duct, I can use it upside down, which will make it much, much colder. And depending on the type of engines the drone is running, it will either overpower them and cause them to basically adding nitro to an engine, making it overpower itself, or freezing it and slowing its reactions down.
Sure.
So hopefully, like, drop and fall because it can't actually fly at that point.
Yeah. Roll, and you had positioned up on it by going through the vent. Roll me a mob mind at -2 from what you're normally at.
It's +1.
Okay. Sorry, I've got like 20 tabs open.
No worries.
That is an 8.
All right.
And
Do
I'm
you
trying
want
to
to
remember
spend?
if I had any.
Do you want to
rerolls.
spend power to use your implanted utility launcher and re-roll it?
I don't want to go to threat 5.
I was going to say this is too early on where no, I don't want to use this early, but we have to because otherwise this is going to get much, much more difficult. So yes.
Okay. You used one of your 3 points of power. Roll it again.
All right, little buddy. You can do it. Or you could lag. I really should have done this like 5 rolls or something. It is another 8.
Well,
We're cursed. We used all of our good rolls at the beginning.
You
It's
still
true.
have a Jesus reroll, don't you?
you could re-roll it again. That is an option.
I'm going to save that one. I feel like we're going to need it later.
Fair. So you spray aerosol down. You spray this aerosolized gas down, and it gets into the engines. And like you said, it overpowers them, and the drone very rapidly shoots up, bounces off the ceiling, crashes down to the ground, and just kind of like tries to restabilize itself and full on flips into a wall. It's not supposed to work in mixed atmospheres, I guess. That's not a normal use condition for a drone.
That's what
That's a
happened
great
in the
image.
Bermuda
That's a great
Triangle.
image.
The drone is destroyed, but now you are also noticed as the commotion causes a guard to kind of poke his head around the corner and what the hell? Drone's down outside. The drone is down. Can we get another couple guards over here? So
No.
you are now noticed, and Tetra is noticed.
Just like to say how much I wanted to hack that thing.
I know.
I wanted to hack it, shoot the door, and then just fire railguns forever. Ride it like it's a horse or possibly a chariot.
Isn't there another one?
It's not.
No.
There was only the one drone that you knew of. I believe it is Electo's turn now.
It is. Okay, I have a question. What would you consider an infiltrate speed action? Because that's like a strong suit. I want to know how I should play to it.
Lock picking
Retreat?
stuff, safe cracking, rewiring panels.
Okay.
I guess crawling through vents should be crack, because it's not a place you're supposed to be. Yeah, from
Yeah.
now on, I will let you crack to get through vents if you want, or you can use body still.
Okay. I'd much prefer to use speed. But I gotta take some heat off of Tetra because she's gonna be the next one noticed. So I'm gonna crack the vent closest to her and just physically pull her in to get her away from notice status.
Perfect. Roll crack.
1 sec.
That good shit.
15, thank fuck.
So describe what happened.
Okay, so yeah, so the vents are above the floor or like at floor level.
The vents you guys are in, the larger vents, are up at the almost flush with the ceiling. There are smaller ones down at floor level, but they're barely an inch or two tall.
Okay, so basically, Alecto is just gonna see what's going on. She's gonna slide to the vent nearest Tetra, pull out like a small electrical like screwdriver, unhook the vent, and then just reach down. Whether or not Tetra's ready for her, loop her arms under Tetra's and just pull her into the vent, and then close it up.
Yoink.
Tetra, you are perhaps a little bit surprised by this, but it works. So really, what can you do? Salasana?
Well, who's still under threat? Sorry.
Nargalex is.
Nargalex. Okay. I think I'm running out of air conditioner-based gimmicks.
Maybe,
There's
yeah.
no end to air conditioner-based gimmickry.
That's true.
It's almost as inexhaustible as mattress tag jokes.
Inexhaustible, because they're...
You pun-loving shitlord.
Okay. See, my problem here is that before I leave this air conditioning thing, I want to plant a something in it that will allow me to do this stuff remotely, but I don't have time to do that right now because I have to go save my dubiously competent friends, which means I'll need to get somewhere more useful than the air conditioner console. I am so pressed for time.
Yeah, it's basically down to you and Tetra to save Nargalex, and then
Yeah.
Nargalex will have a shot. But if by the end of Nargalex's turn it doesn't happen, we're gonna go loud.
Which
Go down.
which would be suboptimal, the kids say.
The kids don't say that.
The kids don't say that, you're right. Well, crap, I'm probably gonna need to move somewhere else. That's the worst news I've ever heard.
There's gonna be more consoles, don't worry.
The air conditioners. Nargalex is still up in the vent system, right? Or
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone except for you is in the vent system right now, actually.
okay. You guys are weird.
You could say that we're venting together.
You're telling me I shouldn't crank the temperature in the vent system to like 50 degrees Celsius.
I would prefer not to.
That would be suboptimal, as the kids would say.
No, I have an air conditioner based gimmick. I want to shut them all down and make it look like just hanky electrical crap is going on. Like that was the cause of the drones issue.
I can't even take this against you. Yeah, infiltrate mind. Go for it.
The only limit is my imagination. 5 and 5, so that's 10 plus 6 is 16.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it
you
worked.
just make the vents go a little bit haywire.
Yeah.
And I assume in the chaos, Nargalex kind of backs up so he's not visible through the vent where he tossed all the nitrous.
Yeah. It just looks like there's something going incredibly wrong with the ventilation system, like maybe it dumped some Freon in the area or something.
Perfect. Yeah, then
Ventilation
it's
juice.
Tetra. Nobody's noticed anymore. Somehow.
Air conditioning solves all problems.
So
I love
we're
air
out of notice. We're still at threat 4, and we have removed a drone.
Still at threat 4?
And backup is on its way, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
backup's on the way, but you're at threat 4.
Alright, so I kind of want to use my special item, my earring, just to
Mhm.
get like a read on what the guards are thinking, because it's like a bunch of screwy shit has been happening. So I want to listen in on a conversation.
Sure. What you hear is a couple of guards coming up behind the third one. Behind the first one, really, that had discovered the broken drone, and then beginning to discuss what's going on. I mean, clearly something is up. The AC is on the fritz, which never happens. This is, I mean, it's feasible, but they've worked here for, they don't actually say how long, but you get the impression it's a long time, and this is the first time the AC has been going on the fritz. Other than that, they seem to just be on a higher alert than normal. There's no more chatting now. It's discussion of where to put each guard, sight lines. They don't actually mention, like, oh yeah, you go over to that hallway. They're like, stay on route A. I'm going to move to route B, get John over on C. Call in Tim and Sam to go help you. So you know that they're on higher alert, and they think something is definitely up right now.
They're saying routes Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, right?
No.
It's actually
went-
Aleph, Bet, and Gimel.
Actually, they call it Route 1, Route I, and Route 3.
I hate you. This is demonic. This
No,
place needs to be
route
cleansed.
I, 1, and L.
God.
Sorry. I, 1, and the first. Anyways,
There we go.
Nargalex? You've somehow been saved by this abomination of air conditioning.
And guards are being posted. How many of them are in front or that I can see in front?
There are now
Where the
2
drone
of them
was.
standing near where the drone had gone down.
Okay.
They're maybe 6 or 7 feet away. One of them is kind of poking at the corpse of the drone with his foot. The other one is scanning back and forth, holding his gun at the ready.
What kind of gun?
One of these home defense rail cannons. Hums, glows. Kind of futury. Doesn't shoot through walls, but shoots through people just fine.
Oh yeah, the fun ones. While the one guard is kicking the drone, I want to shoot. Basically, I want to take something to make a popping noise or a small flash and make it think it could explode as he's kicking it.
Kind of preparing for a trap action or something. Sure.
Or get them to both focus on the drone and not behind them.
Yeah. Roll me infiltration, mind, or speed.
Also, is infiltration mind crack or retrieve?
Infiltration mind is retrieve. Infiltration speed is crack.
Okay. Alrighty. Plus 3. Why do I still have 30 million tabs open? And why are you lagging so badly? All right. 1, 2, 11.
You succeed. You toss a couple little, what are basically the tiny little fireworks, not even real
snap
fireworks that
caps?
like snap caps and stuff, little poppers. And the drone kind of pops maliciously, and the other guard spins around, and they both kind of look over it and then back away a couple feet. They're like keeping careful focus on it in case something goes worse. But yeah, you are now in a good position looking over them, and they are not paying you any mind. Electo.
Electo is going to sort of attempt the same basic move now that she knows that about the unsteadiness of the air vent. She's going to crack open a vent, raise her electro laser, get ready to kill.
Okay. crack again.
Thank you. That's a 12.
You line up a good shot on one of those 2 guards outside the door. Salasana.
I would like to plant something in the systems of the air control units so I can, like, from my wrist console control it, so I no longer have to hang out here, away from danger, safe.
All right. Infiltrate mind. Me a
All right.
retrieve roll.
Infiltrate mind, you say? 2, 3, 6, 11. I almost said 15. That's not right.
Using your little AR goggles, you set up a quick little back door inside the AC system, and you're good to go. You can head out.
Dream.
Tetra.
Let's see. I'm in kind of like the same lineup as Electo is,
Mm-hmm.
and if one of those guards is down, I can hit the other one with the smart net.
Cool. Yeah, give me infiltration mind as you set up your shot.
That's an 11.
You have aimed from, I presume, the next vent over, but you are ready to go. Nargalex?
All right. Is anyone on our team not setting up a shot for one of the 4 guards?
There are 2 guards currently. Tetra and Electo have a shot on each of them. Salasana just set up a backdoor for the AC system so that they can catch up.
Really important.
The ones that Electo and Tetra have bead on, are those the ones in front of the door?
Mm-hmm. The 2 that you distracted with the drone.
Okay. Do we know where the other 2 are?
The other 4 guards, you're not sure. One of them you had seen, but he left to go reassign the other 3's patrol schedules.
I'm sorry, you were saying, Fury?
I was gonna say, isn't Nargalex also prepared for a mob right now?
Yes, he is. Yeah,
Uh,
you are also prepared for those 2 guards. So you guys have a little bit of extra insurance.
Yeah, was it prepared for mob or prepared for force? I guess it's ambush.
Mob. You never have to prepare for force because it automatically
Right.
pushes you to threat 5 anyways.
What is the difference between ambush and fighting? Just
Ambush is like sneaking up behind someone and, getting them in a chokehold or
okay.
shanking them. Fight is
I didn't know if it was that or
It's-
lying in wait and having them come to you versus you go to them.
No,
No.
it's stealth versus combat.
Alrighty. What is the sniping one? Is speed mob?
snipe, yep. With your suppressed AR-15.
All right, I want to take out the bigger of the 2 guards, right at the base of the spinal cord, where basically the head meets the torso.
Mm-hmm.
And
Roll for it.
if that doesn't just take him out, it should incapacitate them. And it's -1 from threat level 4.
-2.
Wait, we're still at threat 4?
Uh,
Are we?
I thought we went down from that.
Sure, we went down from that. No penalty. You're at threat 3.
Okay then. So then that is 4.
4 plus your roll, I hope. or else we're gonna have some bad times.
Oh, it is 4 plus 10, so 14.
Oh, yeah, you are more than okay. You shoot a controlled burst, and the guy just drops. There is a rather gory stain on the wall now, and his friend turns around, but doesn't sight the tip of your gun barrel poking out of the vent. Electo, the one you were lining up a shot on just dropped, but thankfully you can aim for the next one over if you would like.
Which I'm gonna do. I'm going to fire my electro laser at full power.
All right, go lethal.
That you haven't called it your electo laser yet.
That's a 13. So there's a small whine, and for anyone close by, you can suddenly smell ozone in the air as a plasma channel opens between the electro laser and and a small plasma of ionized gas opens between the barrel of her gun and the target. There's no sound, there's no light, there's no flash, there's just a small hiss and a crackle as then the guy just spasms and a big old burn appears through their armor and their chest and they drop.
All right, both the guards are down. And with no one apparently the wiser. Salasana?
I should try moving towards my friends.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I have no disguise or anything, so I think it's the old vents for me.
Okay, roll
Was it
infiltrate
fun?
speed.
Good speed, alright. Oh dear. Infiltrates 9.
Oh.
Oh.
I have a
So
Jesus reroll, but I'm not using it.
So as you're sneaking along, you take a little crawly wiggle step, and then you just hear a wham as someone pounds on the vent next to you, and you flinch and smack your head against the top of the vent. And then you hear a gruff voice from outside the vent saying, "I knew it wasn't the AC." You're noticed. We're back to threat 4.
Oh crap.
I really
my
hope that was in character.
Yeah.
Tetra, what's up? You know that someone has noticed your pal Sala.
Shit. I'm not in the actual air vent. I mean, I am in the actual air vent. I'm not in the room with Sal. Let's see.
Wonder how I can frisbee my way out of this problem.
That's true. I want to see how far I can take the Jedi mind trick. Can I convince the guard that has noticed Saul to I'm assuming that there's 2 or that another one is nearby. Can I convince the 2 closest to Saul to hurt each other? Am I too far?
It sounds like there's only one.
There's only one?
Yeah. At least from what Sal can hear and communicate, it sounds like there's only the one guy pounding on the vent.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for Jedi mind trick to get the guy away from Saul to grab backup to give Saul time to escape. just to rethink like ambushing.
Sure. Roll for it.
Is that's
Infiltration communication.
That's 8 total. 8 plus 6. 14.
Yeah.
on level 4?
If you're
Yeah.
if
The
you're
only
infiltrating-
penalty is for mob.
Oh yeah, then that's 14.
Sal, you hear the guy say, well, whatever he says is lost over the pounding footsteps as he sprints off, but you assume he's going to find backup. You're not exactly noticed anymore, but if you stay still, you will be.
Yeah.
Nargalax, what's up?
Well, all right then. Are the pounding footsteps coming closer to the locked door or away from it?
Sounds like away from it.
That's interesting. Okay. What kind of door is it? Is it just a blank part of a wall
From-
that's also in a frame, or is it like an actual door-looking door?
It looks like it's one of the normal office doors at first glance, but as you look closer, you can tell that it's reinforced. Instead of being wood, it's metal, and it doesn't have a window in it. It's just a solid sheet of some lightweight alloy, you're sure. It's probably not solid iron.
And the walls around it?
It's painted the exact same as the rest of the office, you're not sure.
Alrighty. So reinforced instead of wood, metal, but probably only still has one, if not maybe a couple deadbolts. I would like to. No, that thing's lightweight. I was going to say, could I take part of the drone that's wrecked and basically use it with my implanted utility launcher to forcefully shoot it at the door or not?
Rule of cool, go for it. This entire game lives on rule of cool. If it's spy movie, MacGyver shit, go for it.
So force mind
Uh,
or
I would go force. No, it's not force. It's infiltration. You're trying to get through that door. Infiltration speed or infiltration mind.
all right.
God, I love this game because it's what if Mission Impossible was better? What if Mission Impossible didn't have Tom Cruise?
Then no one would watch it. Oh, okay. That's a 14.
Yes.
Yeah, you punch a softball-sized hole through this door, there's a bit of noise. It doesn't appear to have attracted any attention, and you can now reach through, but that was a bit noisy. Watch out.
All right.
Sounds
Electo,
like
back
my
to you.
tarot cards.
Okay, so situation, we've managed to get into that door. We've gotten rid of 3 guards.
You've gotten rid of
2. One of them is
2
just
guards and a drone.
Okay. Electo, being a hunter, is gonna hunt and try and seek through the vents to find another guard to prepare to shoot.
Sure, give me a crack.
Sorry, my girlfriend to blow my dice. Give me 1 sec.
Is that the kids are calling it these days?
Oh my god! That's a 13. Sorry, no, 12.
Yeah, you chase after the one that Tetra had scared away, basically. You're just tracking him in the vents. And he appears to have met up with another guard. They're both kind of just heading back carefully. They're doing the kind of one of them is walking backwards thing so that they have good sight lines.
Yeah.
And you hear one of them say, couldn't raise the other two on the channel. Not sure what happened. Sent he mentioned something about sending another pair off, but not where they went.
Okay, so she's just gonna activate her sub vocals and say, "We've got 4 more total. I'm lining up on one of them."
All right, Sal, what's up?
It's frisbee time.
Ooh.
Cool.
So they found me an event, or found somebody an event, and went off to get somebody to like check this out more thoroughly. So I'd like to mount the frisbee at, I guess at the end of the hall. So if somebody was coming from the direction that guy left in, they wouldn't see it before turning the corner.
Sure. Infiltration mind.
All right. God, 3, 11.
Damn, that was close.
Yep.
Yeah, you set up this mine. It is waiting for a target.
Yeah, activate my sub vocals and say frisbee mounted.
Tetra, what's up?
So Tetra's gonna drop down to help Nargalex, kind of sort of get into the room. She takes her energy sword, which we're calling it because Lucasfilm is not going to copyright sue me. So she's going to take her energy sword and cut a much bigger hole into the door so we can get in.
Sure. Give me mob body, I guess.
Okay. Damn it. Okay. So
That's a 6.
that's a 6.
Well, good news. You cut the door down. Bad news. An 8-foot-tall slab of metal falling to the ground is noisy as hell. You're in the room. You're noticed.
Heck.
Narglex. Tetra just jumped down and lightsabered that door to the ground. How you feeling,
If
bud?
it were
What's
a
going on?
lightsaber. Okay, well, what's in the room that I can?
There's a whole bunch of like. It looks like someone gathered up all the scientific papers they could find in this room, and then it was hit by a tornado mixed with an angry cat. There are papers everywhere. There's maybe 6 separate computers covered in post-its. There's, the stereotypical, there's a map with red string on it. It's like that,
yeah.
but instead of a map, it's all physics papers. There's math here that you don't even begin to understand. And that's not a comment on Narglex's intelligence, it's a comment on this math. You don't see a number on a solid page of this math. You would be surprised if postgraduate students could begin to understand this. Like, whatever's going on here is beyond at least human comprehension.
I would like to point out of character that I am so turned on by the thought of this room even maybe existing. Because that much knowledge in theoretical physics and mathematics is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
You're gonna cry
Thank
when we
you,
light it on
resident
fire.
chemist.
I am going to cry when we light it on fire. I'm going to cry more because I'll probably be the one doing it.
Yep.
All right, well, what are you up to?
This was all behind a locked door. Were we told where the interference engine is.
You were not.
So it could be something in this room, or it could be another country.
You
or
know the
continent
inference
away.
and you know the inference engine is somewhere in this office tower. That's it.
Okay.
And we found a elevator shaft full of air conditioning.
Correct.
Larger than it should be.
Yeah.
Still don't like that. Alrighty. Oh God, I'm gonna cry. Cry so much. I'm going to.
all the
I'm-
time.
Because I'm going to destroy one of the computers. There's so much paper around here. There's so much dust and so many fibers that it's basically a cloud of explosive
Oh no.
contents. It's
I
going to
don't-
spark when I destroy the computer, and I have enough nitrous to make the boom even bigger.
Okay, roll me mob mind? Yeah, roll me mob mind.
Hey, you know what I just realized? We
Hmm?
never came up with a plan for leaving this place.
Oh, we don't need one.
Oh.
That's without a doubt the worst thing I've ever heard.
We brought 2 wingsuits.
Well, then maybe we'll only need to leave with 2 full body. All right, that didn't make it better.
Yeah, no,
Ooh.
just stop, please.
Alright, roll me that mob mind, Narg.
Oh God, 11.
Oh, you made it.
I didn't
Uh,
expect to do that.
You know what? I'm using one of my 4DM rerolls. Reroll that.
What?
I
Pain
do
is
not
suffering.
regret getting those, by the way.
I hate you,
Oh my
Pie.
God. Instead of a 4-4, I got a 3 and a 5 for another 11.
Damn it. Alright.
We are cursed on similar rerolls.
There is a in the words of the great Martian, an erring kaboom. And you basically dive out of your office as it goes up in flames. There was so much dry paper in the climate controlled zero humidity that just in an instant.
All right then.
So we're at threat 5 now then.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna guess. Yes?
But he did succeed on blowing up a room.
But they haven't found it yet.
That's true. There was just a really big whoosh.
And I am owed a favor.
That's true, you are. Electo, are you calling in your favor?
If things are going to noise, then yeah, I'm calling in my favor.
Yeah, things are going noise.
Yeah. So as soon as she hears that, Electo literally just pulls out a burner cell phone, calls like the building manager or some shit, or calls a building manager, like, you know, calls some like fucking CIA
Yeah.
official, just like, yeah, you're about to get a call about Future Perfect. It didn't happen.
There's not even a word from the other line. There's just a click, and the line goes dead. However, threat stays at 4, despite you guys blowing up a research lab in an occupied office building.
Nice.
With sobbing next to the door.
Saul?
Yeah?
I think you're still noticed, buddy. What you
No,
gonna do about it?
No, because I'm owed a favor that removes notice.
Oh, it does. You're right. You're
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
There's guys still coming back, but
He's gonna have some dubstep
yeah.
surprise, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say right before your turn, he starts coming back, turns the corner, and there's just kind of a bassy thwump,
Yeah.
and then he drops, and there's a slow puddle under him, but it's surprisingly quiet for a sonic weapon. What
Yeah,
what
well,
are you going to do?
It's deep, not loud. Thank you, Pi. I assume that was you. I'm gonna I'm gonna try moving towards where the rest of my team is, I guess. Man, that guy is so dead. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna crawl through the vents towards where the rest of my allies are. Try and regroup. Actually, no,
Infiltrate speed.
that's a lie. I'm gonna try to go where the mysterious air conditioned room is, since we lit the
Ooh.
rest of it on fire.
Infiltrate speed. Get down there.
8 plus 5 is 13.
You find yourself looking out a vent at what looks like a small atrium, and then a freight elevator door. It's the kind of like metal scissor arms that makes like a grate across a large elevator.
Okay.
And there's just constant airflow in this room. Like, it's not any colder, but there's a noticeable breeze to it. And above you, from what you can only assume is upwards in the freight elevator shaft, you just hear, you know how when you're in a really quiet room, but like the TV is on or something, you can hear just that electronic hum?
Yeah.
The room isn't quiet, but you hear that anyways.
Okay. I'd like to activate my sub-vocal communication thing and go, I think I found the thing. It's in the elevator shaft.
Well, more precisely, it's up the elevator shaft.
It's at the top of the elevator shaft.
Yeah, there you go.
A long way.
Tetra, what are you up to?
So my question is, how many guards are still
You believe there are 3 more guards here. You guys saw 6 and you've killed 3. You guys did not pull any punches. You went straight to the murder. God damn.
Electo's a huntress.
Time for my hilarious dollar bill passed quickly.
and dead men tell no tales. So, let's see. I guess, so right now So I'm going to get the silent crossbow ready to go and start heading towards where Saul is sending a signal from.
Okay. Roll me an infiltrate speed.
Okay, so that's a 13.
Cool. Yeah, you end up basically across the room, just in a different vent, but you can, using your suit's integrated IFF, you can kind of see a wireframe of where Saul would be if you could see through walls. Yeah, you guys are both looking at this freight train. Freight elevator. It's not a train, it goes up and down, not side to side. Narg, what's up? How you doing? Coping with the fire explosions?
Well, I'm doing just fine. That's why I'm dying inside. So 2 of my teammates are going for this strange humming that only people under the age of, I think, 29 are supposed to be able to hear.
Yeah, but all of you can hear it, and it's surprisingly loud.
That's really eerie because my headphones just started making that noise.
Oops,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
I'm certain that if I
What were you saying?
I'm certain that if I stay here, things are going to go poorly since room go boom.
Yeah, probably. You gonna make your way over then?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Okay, how are you getting over there? Crawling through the vents again?
With these beautiful guns, hell nah.
What are you doing then?
Sticking to the inner walls near the turns, so that if someone comes up, I can jam a blade through their throat and up into their skull. But I'm
Okay.
just gonna flat out run.
Give me an infiltrate body.
Well, shit, that's an 8.
So you have your great I'm gonna shank whoever I see plan going on, and then you see someone but they're about 15 feet away and they kind of squint at you and go, hey, and like start breaking into a run after you, and I assume you don't just wait for them, you're noticed. If you want to wait and let them come to you, you can
I
do
was gonna
that
say,
too.
they saw
You're
me
just also going to be
from behind
exposed.
me.
It's kind of, there was like a T-shaped intersection, and while you were going straight,
okay.
they were in the, yeah.
The bit that has to turn.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
You have a choice I'm going to give you. You can either keep moving and try and get away, you're going to be noticed, or you can be noticed and exposed, but you'll be on top of the guy and can take him out on your next action.
Oh, I want to take him out.
Okay, you are noticed and exposed. We are at threat level 4. Electo.
We're at threat 4, you're gonna take minus on the map. Okay. Electo is going to she's going to go through the crates and no crates. She's going to go through the vents and she is going to, I guess, make enough rattle to distract that guard and take the guard's attention off of Narcolex.
Okay.
I want to denotice Narcolex so that we can take us down to threat 4 and
Okay.
mob.
Give me. I'm gonna go with communication there, because you're trying to distract them. Infiltrate communication.
Okay.
Eight. Wow. You do make a clatter, but it's just not a distracting clatter. It's just a bad clatter. As you're like sneaking up to get on the other way and distract the guard, the second of the 3 remaining guards spots you. You're noticed. Sal, what's up?
Oh boy, I was hoping somebody else would be here by now and we'd be able to
Well,
formulate a plan.
You can see Tetra, but
Oh.
the other 2 are in some issues.
Well, good. Do I save my allies or do I complete the mission? How high above me is this thing?
From your position, maybe 15 feet away from the elevator shaft, the angle doesn't let you see the top.
Okay. And
So it's at least a good 10 feet, probably more.
is there anything? Is this just like an empty room other than what's above, or?
It honestly looks like it used to hold heavy machinery. Like, you can see the kind of rectangular divots, not
Right.
like actual cuts into the floor, but like places where something very heavy was stored.
Right. Okay, but like there's nobody in here or anything.
Mm-mm.
Well, I have reason to believe that there's a fragile thing above me, and I have a gun.
That's true, you do.
If this was closer, I'd try hacking into it to do some bullshit, but I don't think I'm gonna actually be able to get up to it. In any way. So I think quick plans that get us out before we all die horrible deaths.
Are you sure there's no wires or stuff you can plug in too? Maybe?
It's an empty room by the sounds of it.
There's like an old school style elevator call button, like the yellow box with the 2 red buttons for up and down, like it's a freight elevator, but
I'm
that's
just vainly
about it.
I'm just vainly praying they weren't smart enough to air gap it, which they were.
I mean, probably were.
I can tell you right now that they were.
Sorry, is there still an elevator in the shaft? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, there is.
And it's at the top of the shaft.
No, it's down where you guys are.
No,
There's
the thing. The computer is at the top.
Yes, the computer is at the inference engine is at the top. The elevator itself is at the bottom.
I want to smash the elevator into it.
Allow me to be clearer. The elevator will take you up to the room in which you assume the engine is being stored.
Oh, okay.
The engine is not part of the shaft.
Damn. I thought that was weird.
Sorry, I wasn't very clear.
Alright, I will come up with a ridiculous plan to deal with that later. I'm gonna take the elevator then and ride it up to the room which may contain both the inference engine and my doom.
Okay, give me an infiltrate body in order to stay hidden while riding an elevator.
8.
It's the music.
I'd like to invoke my my Jesus reroll.
Okay.
Oh jeez. 2 and son of a bitch, it's 8.
Every reroll we've done has been the same result.
But like different dice.
Okay, so as you ride the elevator to the top, it arrives, and there's a guard staring at the elevator like, we're not supposed to be getting a delivery. And then he sees you and he says, you're not a delivery. You're noticed.
Crap.
I assume you duck back like into the elevator to not be standing in the open, but
Yeah.
you're noticed.
Tetra, somebody.
Tetra, as the only member of the crew who is not noticed. What's going on? How are you doing?
Jesus Christ. Why does that always end up that I have to save literally everyone?
Also, I do want to point out that Sal just jumped on the elevator and left without you.
Rude.
Sorry.
Okay, so...
Oh, Sal. This guard is wearing a different uniform. He's not wearing the purple you're used to. He's wearing just matte black. Sorry, back to you, Tetra. Just needed to mention that to Sal.
Don't like that.
I don't like that either. That's some armor bullshit right there.
I
Okay.
like it.
Of surprising nobody. Let's see. I'm going to... I'm gonna bring the elevator back down, which will probably set the guard in pursuit, but
it will get your buddy out of there. That's smart.
yeah, it'll get my buddy out of there, but like we have confirmed that it's a guarded room, so if people want to regroup where we are, that's probably smart. So yeah,
Sure.
that's elevator button down.
Roll me infiltrate mind.
So that's a 13, yeah.
Okay, cool. So Sal, you're not noticed anymore as the elevator gets pulled down. You can hear a bustle like as the elevator starts to move again, but no one like points down into the shaft and starts firing down on you, which is good. You wouldn't have a way to dodge.
This is the functional equivalent of opening a door, seeing a monster, and then closing the door.
Oh yeah,
Except
that's
it's-
basically exactly what you did.
Except it's my buddy, like, reaching over and closing the door for me as I stand there, like, what the fuck?
Okay, Narg, how you doing?
Doing beautifully here.
Just a
The
little bit
guard is
noticed.
still coming
Yeah.
to turn the L of the T, and
Mhm. And you're waiting for him, so you want to roll that mob body for me, or force body if you want to go full lethal. If you want to just go full fist fight with him, full knife fight, guitar fight.
No, please, no.
I fight.
I want to see the knife fight.
Oh wow!
What you gonna
I
do,
rolled
Pie?
an 11 without the mod,
Oh,
so that's a 16.
okay. Yeah, you have. Do you want to describe your guitar fight or beatdown, as it were?
Did you go
Oh.
force for mob?
That was +5, so that was a force.
Yes.
Oh boy.
All right, so guys turning the corner, expecting me to be about 10 to 15 feet further down than I am. So instead, we're going to make a motion like I'm going to bitch slap him, but instead a blade comes out, slicing him from left to right across the neck. And then to make it even, go the other way, with the head barely hanging on.
Oh, jeez. So you basically end up catching this poor headless man, and then dropping him because ew, blood.
Basically, I use my arms as scissor blades
Yeah.
for him.
We are at threat 5 now. Just putting that out there. You
Well,
guys
here we
hear
go.
sirens start to go off.
I'd like to point out, I got into this stupid agency because I botched a job.
Well,
It's got a point. Electo. As this guard notices you, you have a second of which one of you is going to move first, and then sirens come on, and you just hear the click hum of the rail cannon charging. What you gonna do, bud?
Yeah, Electo's not even gonna blink. Just electro laser comes up, full power blast to the base of the neck.
Go for it. And sorry, go for it.
Can I use my advantage without declaring it beforehand from my prosthetic?
Yeah, as long as you pay the power cost.
Okay, yeah, paying 1 power cost to use the auto targeting link.
I take it the first roll wasn't very good.
First roll was an 8. Second roll is a 12.
Cool. Are you going lethal or non-lethal here?
I'm going lethal.
Yeah,
it's murder time, children.
you bring up the laser, you key into your smart gun link, everything goes a little bit hazy and then snaps into sharper focus than you thought you could see. And this guy drops with a nice, perfectly circular hole burned like 3 inches. It smells. It really smells. It's
Ozone,
not
burned flesh, my favorite smells.
A smelly smell.
It smells actually kind of like pork. It's the hair that you don't want.
All right,
Lasers are
Sal.
So cool.
Sal, what's going on?
Well, geez, knocking my own die out of my hand. I'm riding the elevator back down to where I started, right?
Yes, you're now at the base.
And going back up that way would be bad.
Probably not the best plan.
Do I have more than one frisbee?
Let's go with you picked your frisbee back up. It's reusable.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's just sound. What's it gonna do? Run out of sound?
I don't know how to respond to that. But I'd like to plant it on the floor of this freight elevator.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. That's
Trap. It's gonna be force mind.
all right. 6 plus 4 is 10.
Believe a 10 succeeds.
Yep. So the plan is when it gets back up and they look to shoot me in the face, they find this instead and it goes boom. Or
Yep.
thwoomp, as the case may be. Okay, that's my turn, I think.
Oh no, sorry. A 10 is a failure. It needs
Really?
to be it needs to be greater than 10, not greater than or
Oh.
equal to.
Well,
So
heck. Did I
you
just
set this
liquefy my
up.
own brain?
No, you don't liquefy your own brain, but you like set it up and then like you're like backing away, and then you just hear it go. It just like starts humming, and you're like, oh no. You didn't set it up to all go off in a pulse. It's just kind of slowly humming all the energy out. You'll need to set it back up if you want it to actually work.
Aw.
Tetra, you watched Sal be rescued by your valiant actions and then screw up the trap he was making. From Narg and Electo, you hear noises of death. You might be the only competent spy in this place. What's going on?
I'm wondering if the elevator has like a shaft above it, or if it's the highest point in the building.
The elevator looks like it runs from the foyer on all the way up to the roof. It doesn't actually go onto the roof, but it goes up to the top floor. From what Sal will tell you, it goes up about 30 feet, 3 stories, and then it opens into a 3-story tall hallway that turns sharply right, but that was past the guard, so he didn't get to see it.
So what I kind of want to do is get on top of the elevator and be in the actual shaft, ride the elevator up to the foyer of where we assume the inference engine is, and let people poke through it, but sneak over them.
Cool. Are you going to wait for anyone else to join you on the elevator before you send it up, or are you just going to leave on your own?
No, I'll wait. So I guess I can just prep
Yeah,
the hole in the elevator.
yeah, give me like a infiltration body roll.
Okay. So that's a 9.
Okay, well, you make a good deal of noise, and though you're sure you can ride up the elevator like this, you doubt it'll give you any significant cover to sneak by. Narg. You have succeeded in glorious trial by combat.
Excellent. Do I know of any guards on this floor that are alive that are coming for my team or I?
You're sure there's one more guard on this floor somewhere, and there's at least one guard up the elevator shaft, but you don't know how many. You just know there was the one that noticed Sal.
All right. Then I would like to pick up this guy's head, presumably by his hair, so that I can scare the crap out of either the guard that I find on this floor or think of putting on his stick and then having a scarecrow show up when the elevator shows up.
Sure, go for it.
Lord.
What?
Oh, nothing.
What do you want me to do
It's
for that?
resourceful.
I don't think you even have to roll for that. That's a special tool that'll help you later. Okay, so
That might be
Sal.
that might be the least appropriate invocation of Mickey Mouse I've ever heard.
Okay, so Sal and Tetra are at the elevator. Narg is about to be at the elevator and is holding a severed head. Electo, I guess you're separated, aren't you?
Yep.
You know what that makes you? That makes you the lucky son of a gun who gets shot.
Lemon color?
Well, a guard comes around the corner, raises this handmade railgun looking thing. Not handmade, sorry. Home defense railgun looking thing. Goes to rack it like it's a shotgun, but just there's no slide. It's just kind of like you can tell like there's a twitch of he's used to shooting a shotgun. And then there is a searing pain in your leg. And you're sure you can fight through it, but you are hit.
Okay. That's a hit. Okay.
As of right now, there's no penalties, but it might get worse.
Next hit there will. Next hit there will.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember the rules.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay. Electo, your turn. You just got shot.
I'm gonna give as good as I get and shoot the fuck back.
Go for it.
Nine.
Gonna use your second point of power.
No.
No? Okay. You I believe you actually still kill him.
Yeah, with force it's kill 1 if you fail and 2 if you succeed, right?
Yeah, so he's dead. He's pretty zapped. High-tech weaponry, right?
I love electro lasers.
I'm assuming that you would like to regroup with Sal and Tetra and Narg. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
all now at the base of the elevator shaft. Electo has been shot, but she seems to be coping with it just fine. Sal, you are the only person to have seen what's up above the elevator shaft, and all you can know is it's a really tall hallway. Good luck. What are y'all gonna do?
Great. Going through the door at the top of the elevator shaft seems like a terrible, very bad, no good idea. That's about as far as I've gotten here. Trying to think of ridiculous ways to use the frisbee.
Question.
I believe right now is a team planning phase. You guys have to get up that elevator somehow.
Oh, gotcha.
How does your frisbee work again?
It's a trap. Basically anyone near it, when it activates, it can either be thrown like a grenade or it can be set up in ambush.
But it uses sonic to...
It's vaguely sound. It's not actually physics.
It's more like a very dense, like it's a pressure wave, basically.
I was gonna say that actually does work.
Yep.
I'm sure it works, but
It shouldn't
I
be
reserve.
this. Yeah, it shouldn't be this
Yeah.
compressible.
It is in the future.
Yep. What you thinking?
Alright. I'm thinking, is there a way that we can use it on the walls of the elevator shaft and basically dig from underneath to bypass the guard?
I think that would be very loud, and I was considering holding it and firing it as we open the door, but I think the issue with that is this thing only works when it's against a wall because it's a shit ton of pressure, right? Every force has an equal and opposite reaction, so I would shatter my hands, which is bad because I need them for stuff.
I mean, you could throw the thing out like a grenade when you get to the top.
True, I could
That is an
Captain
option
America
you
him.
have.
Captain America, but worse.
The other thing is that I still have my prosthetic advantage because we're technically in a new area, right?
You haven't used your prosthetic yet, so you still have 3 power.
Yeah, everyone has 3 power, except
I
for
have to,
Yuri, who has 2.
and Nox, who
And-
used
yeah.
Mhm.
I have
Yeah.
to.
So
3 power is a
what
lot
I
of
can
power.
Yeah.
what I can do is use my item and just buff it with my prosthetic so that I can understand what's going on in the one guard's kind of mutterings.
Yeah, if they're shouting to each other, you can definitely hear that.
So maybe I can do that here.
Oh. You could
Yeah.
you could theoretically tell them, hey, shit went down on this floor.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
coming up
manipulate
too.
them.
Ventriloquist on
Uh,
crack.
Yeah,
Just,
but
just
they
basically,
they are they are still alerted. There are still sirens,
Mhm.
not sirens, but like the flashing lights and stuff going off, and you're not going to
Okay.
really be able to sneak by them. They're on high alert,
Um,
at least.
I
For the
could
moment.
I could high power ventriloquist to give an order to not shoot the elevator and have someone else line up a shot.
Yeah.
Or perhaps Electo's radio overloader.
Yeah. You could call in a. You could try and convince them to not shoot the elevator. Electo could try and shut down their communications. Those are both options you've got.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm thinking of playing to our strengths. Salasana could also use a hack to like disable the lights or something, give us an edge.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, that could work. Lower the lights right before the door opens.
Yeah, and then we can either take cover in the confusion, or we can blitz the guards right outside the door.
Well, there's not really any cover in here, so I think the play might be all lay down in the elevator and just fucking spray it with every firearm we have.
Spray and pray?
Yeah, in the confusion.
Well, we also have like high-tech night vision gear, so if you can dazzle them, kill the light, something, we can just take an aim shot in the confusion.
I mean, Electo and I also have essentially gas grenades that we could fill the entire hallway with.
Yeah,
True.
I just worry because for both of us, that's going to be our weakest.
We have to blow the door at the top if we want to do that, though. And I have a stupid bad idea for that.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Sonic Frisbee.
Okay,
Large
yeah,
pressure
that's what I was
wave.
going for.
Yep. Large pressure wave works because it's against the wall, and that prevents it from just like smashing into my face and killing me. So it's putting equal pressure on the wall as it is away from it, right? I think we'll blow through
I
the
love
door
where
at the
this is
top with
going.
that.
I love this.
Like, just whip it up to the top floor, and blow the door, and then have them whip gas grenades up, or whatever it is we're throwing in there.
Sure.
Electo's going to prefer to use the laser just because it's her
Well,
strong suit.
If somebody peeks over, you can shoot them with the laser.
Yeah.
So, since this is like 3 stories away, is this a snipe, Gaz?
I think since you're still using your trap, it's more of a throw.
By
which
I
would
mean,
be
my eye thing gives me advantage on snipe, please. Thank you.
No, that's very much actual sniping from cover with a laser eye.
I thought it was an eye that shot lasers, not like an eye laser range.
No, it's an eye that shoots lasers.
Oh.
That's why it doesn't give you an advantage. It's not like a magnocular zoom in help you snipe things eye. It's I'm going to snipe you with my eye.
Oh.
We throw one of the nerve gas or laughing gas grenades and have your laser eye snipe it out of the air to detonate it.
That could work.
Sure, if both of you succeed, I will let you do that.
Okay.
Damn.
But we have to deal with the door at the top first.
I will not succeed if I use the nerve gas grenade. Like that's I'm not going to use that.
Okay.
Would that be force mind,
Yeah,
theoretically? Okay.
yeah, I don't want to use my +2 if I can avoid it at all.
That's fair. I
Um,
would have 4, and I could also use my fancy pants elbow to get advantage on throw.
Yeah, we could go
Bonus.
non-lethal once. One time.
I mean, we
Right.
could.
Can you though?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him when we get to the top. Just gonna have be ready in a firing position and go.
All right. So what's the plan?
Sounds like the plan is the 4 of you stand in the elevator, go up to the top, and have a shootout. Which honestly, this is the end of a spy movie. It sounds right to me.
All right.
And everyone else is backing up something. Because if we have everyone aiming at whoever's at the top of this elevator, then the redundancy should cover any flaws in this wonderful plan. Right?
Yeah. Okay, so the plan is I blow the lights, and then we ride to the top and shoot everybody.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, Gaz, what am I rolling to blow the lights?
Roll me a force mind.
All right.
Yeah, force mind.
6 and that's 11 plus 4 is 15.
Yeah,
Yes.
lights go out.
Oh shit.
Wait.
That's not what I like
Guys.
to hear after the lights go off. What's up?
Sorry, we just lost signal for a hot second.
Oh.
You appear to be back.
Welcome back.
Okay. Good.
The lights are
I
out.
hear you.
Cool.
Nope.
Okay.
Legit.
Okay, you guys take the elevator up. The grate, I don't know if I'm describing this right. You know the way a scissor lift works, but it's sideways and it's a grate that it's not like a real door, it's
Yeah.
more of like a,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that kind of slides back to the side. And you're faced with a half dozen of these black armored guards leveling rifles at you. And they're going to take shots, and then you guys are going to take shots.
We
Sorry.
are so fucked.
Shots.
They were waiting, and you guys were waiting, but they had the advantage of knowing when it was
Yeah.
arriving.
Ding.
Ding.
All right, here we go. So Electo, the 2 on the left fire at you.
Okay.
Neither of them hit,
All right.
thankfully. The shots actually ping off of the grate of the outdoor, the actual solid freight elevator is opened. The grate itself has not, which saves you, as you see a shot bounce off of it and into the floor a couple feet in front of you.
All right.
Tetra, 1 shoots at you, but misses entirely. Sal, 2 shoot at you. 1 of them hits. You take a heavy shot of whatever magnetic mineral this is into your shin bone, which hurts like the dickens.
Ah, it's probably zinc or something. Ah.
You hope it is.
It's probably intact, luckily, but you know.
Yeah, it's gonna shatter a femur.
Narg, that barely misses. Your guys' infiltration suits actually have a surprising amount of defense, but okay, Electo, take some shots.
I'm gonna activate my smart gun link.
Cool,
for
fire.
Another use of power. Actually, no. I'm gonna see if I fail first. Now that I think about it.
Fair.
That was a 14.
Cool. So the 2 that shot at you get shot
Oh
themselves.
shit. Well, okay. Can guys,
Yeah.
What?
I can't hear you.
We haven't lost you at all.
But
Fury.
if Fury can't
Fury,
hear
can you
us,
hear
though.
us?
Yeah.
Testing,
Well,
testing.
That's
Guys?
unfortunate.
Indeed.
Everyone is roboting. Hold on.
That means we're
do you want me to
roboting.
switch the
One
server?
sec.
Oh.
One sec.
What was that?
That was them leaving.
Okay.
They'll probably rejoin in a moment.
Garm,
Yeah.
do you have permission to change servers, or is it only Karu?
Yep, I do now. US. Welcome to U.S. Central. Fury, can you hear us now?
Wee.
Fury.
Fury's not talking anymore. The little green circle is gone.
Rest in peace, little green circle.
You will be missed.
Do you want me to try swapping back to West again?
I would say go back to West, yeah.
Confirm.
Not east?
They're in the West, aren't they?
Oh.
Fury
West.
is in SoCal, yeah.
Used to switching because of Wanderers, where most of us are on the East Coast.
Wait, we're on West.
Okay, well, we'll give it a second. Climactic battle will be postponed. Someone grab the Jeopardy music.
Do 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 do.
Well, I'd like to take... What the frick? Discord just crashed, for those of you playing along at home. Which is new. That's never happened to me before. It's relaunching.
Hey, you're back. Hello.
Hey!
Discord just straight crashed, which
Okay,
is new
I
and
can
interesting.
barely hear anyone.
Turn up
ping
your
is like
volume.
865 right now.
Alright, I'm gonna try
jeez.
switching servers again. We're having some technical issues, ladies and gentlemen. Just give us a few moments. Better? Here?
Thankfully, it's like 4 a.m. for you guys, so technical issues with... How many viewers do we have? 9 viewers. Sorry.
Fury? We lost
Fury's
Fury
gone, I
again.
believe.
Fury's still in chat. Oh,
Which
Fury's
is
gone
a
now.
shame, because my ping is 27.
I think Discord's having some server issues right now.
Can someone check status on it? Like, I don't...
I think that's
Yes.
what Garm was typing a second ago.
Yeah.
Either that or was typing a Fury. I couldn't tell.
Nah.
Hey,
Status
how's
not
this?
busy.
How's this?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
How?
Hey, we're using my phone because my computer is hacked right now.
Okay,
Alright.
well,
So,
as long as
Um,
you can hear us.
We
okay,
may
so
want
all-
to...
Turn you up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
think-
last I checked, I shot some people.
Yep, a couple people went down. There you go. I believe it is Tetra's turn now.
So I'm also gonna line up to shoot, but I'm gonna go for the smart net.
Cool. Fire that SparkNet.
Eleven.
11.
You trap 2 more of them in the SmartNet. Sal, you got 2 free and 2 in a net.
Alright, well, I'm gonna bust out the vector and shoot the 2 that are free. Sorry, I know you literally just said what roll that is. What was it?
That's gonna be force speed.
Force and speed. Alright. That is my second worst thing. Okay. 12.
You drop the 2 that were not in the net.
Pew, pew.
Narg, do you want to finish off those last 2? Or you want to leave them in their nets?
I want to finish off one of them execution style.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll for it because he's already down.
In a net.
Yeah. The one that you don't, though, does squeeze off one last shot at Tetra. And hits. Tetra, you have 1 hit.
Damn it.
Anyways, let's see. There are sirens. You guys now have a clear line of sight around the corner where you can see a massive server farm behind a wall of thick, what looks like plexiglass or bulletproof glass. And you can see what the humming was coming from. It's not just the server farm. There are a trio of, well, you know the like the Apple aesthetic of clear, of like white shells and like curved surfaces and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drones like that, and you know that electro laser?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
lightning arcing along the surfaces of these drones, and you get the feeling that that's
Oh,
probably
yes.
some electro lasers.
Ah,
So we have Eva
With
with
guns.
lasers.
There are also 2 more security guards below the drones who are aiming at you. And I get to take shots now. Yay!
are we in a new area?
Same room, basically. Basically, you guys took down those guards, and as moving forward, you became exposed to these other guards.
Do I have another favor?
You're exposed. You do not have enough favors. You don't have enough favors to, in the middle of a firefight,
Hmm.
convince them that you're not in a firefight.
That's fair.
I have to call Kanye West for that, and I don't think you're big enough yet.
All right. The 3 drones have sensed that perhaps the issues here are the ones that are trying to be lethal and actually landed shots. So we've got 2 shots at Sal and 1 shot at Electo. Nothing hits Sal. 1 shot hits Electo. Electo, as you have 2 hits, you will need to choose whether to be battered, wrenched, dazed, or scarred, which will provide a -2 penalty to 1 stat of your choice.
Hit me with that sweet, sweet communication.
You are scarred by a brilliant tree-like pattern of lightning arcing across you.
All right.
Narg, seeing as you brutally executed one of their compatriots, the 2 human guards are going to shoot at you.
Shocking.
And you take 2 hits.
Fair.
They are surprisingly good shots. I'm going to pose to you the same question. Battered, wrenched, dazed, or scarred? Which stat are you going to take -2 on for the rest of the game?
Which one is associated with which? Or is that in
Battered is -body, wrenched is -speed, dazed is -mind, and scarred is -communication.
Ooh, I will go with scarred.
Okay,
That
your
looks
scar
cool.
is very different. Instead of being a lightning of an electrical burn, it is the bloody gash of a, not a graze, but a deep railgun shot along your side.
Like a giant cut.
Yeah,
maybe
basically,
jagged
but it's
edges.
like 2.5 inches deep. Yeah. Electo, what's
Well,
going on?
so we're exposed?
Yes, all 4 of you are currently exposed and noticed.
I'm gonna pick a lock and take some cover.
Cool. Give me a infiltrate crack then.
12.
You see a door to the side, and after taking this hit, you like shake the white out of your eyes, stumble up against this door, and basically by muscle memory pick it open and kick the door in to give you at least some modicum of cover.
I'm also going to say, guys, if you take cover and get out of the fight, then I might be able to make this easier for us.
I'm going to tell you right now, you won't be able to.
Oh, no.
I don't want you to like get everyone over there and then me be like, no, you can't. But they are. This is less cops and more a private military at this point.
Okay, that's fair.
Plus, you already called in a favor like 5 minutes ago, so
I thought this was a new area, so I could do it again. But
it would have to be a new facility.
Oh, gotcha.
Tetra, you have the option of getting cover or shooting back or doing something entirely different. If you're going to take cover with Electo, you won't have to roll for it because it's just an empty door you need to dive through.
I want to get a Jedi mind trick on one of the Apple brand drones.
I love that I was like describing that as an aesthetic, but yeah, they're absolutely working for Apple. Roll for force communication.
14.
I'm not quite sure how you talk to robots, so I'm just going to gloss over that. And the robot fires down at one of the guards, and he drops. But in his, zappy death, he shoots down the drone as well. It kind of lists to the side as it loses parts of its lift and then crashes into that plexiglass and just crumples.
Boom.
And you can guess, based on the fact that a drone hit it and it didn't even like wobble, that shield around the server farm is probably a good 6 inches thick.
We're gonna
Sal,
need a battering ram.
or a way into the server farm. You know when I mentioned anti-tank rockets, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm realizing you could have actually used one here.
So, World's Ugliest T-shirt would only allow me to reroll a failed stealth roll, right? It wouldn't help me get past these drones even if we killed the humans?
It would get you past the drones.
If we killed the humans.
Once. If you killed the last human, yes.
Okay. So, if we were to somehow kill the last human and I could get up close to a drone and behind it.
You could probably hack it or something, yes.
Okay. Good to know. No. I would
You want to just you have all this Wi-Fi stuff. Do you want to just try to hack the drones?
Oh, but it's so much more satisfying when you're right there and wearing the World's Ugliest T-shirt. Also, come on, they're military. They're probably hardened against that kind of stuff.
I mean, you say probably. I'm just telling you, rule of cool, it's possible.
It's way cooler if I'm right there wearing the World's Ugliest T-shirt, though.
You're not wrong.
Alright. Can I wouldn't be able to duck into the room with Fury, or with Electo, sorry. Put the World's Ugliest T-shirt on and shoot a guard all in the same turn, right?
You could shoot the guard. No, not really.
Okay.
You could duck into cover and put on the T-shirt, but it won't actually come into effect until you make that roll.
Alright, I'm gonna duck into cover and put on the World's Ugliest T-shirt.
Okay, it is horrific. You can't even stand to really look at it. You kind of have to like put it on.
I have to close my eyes as I'm pulling it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The T-shirt's a cognito hazard.
Exactly. Like it is physically unsettling to look at. It forces your eyes away.
All right, Narg, what you got?
All right, how many drones are left? There's the one human and
2 drones and 1 human.
Oh, I thought there were 3 drones. Sweet.
There were when Tetra.
No, I mean I thought there were 3 left.
Oh no, sorry, only 2 left.
All right. I would like to use. Oh God, I don't even know if that would be that. I would
Just
say.
tell me what you want to do, and I can figure out how to.
I want to use the head to make the guard shoot upwards towards one of the drones.
Sure. Roll force communication.
Which is -1 or -2 from Scarred?
-2 from Scarred.
Okay. Ooh, 3 and a 4, that's 7 plus 4, 11.
Yeah, you throw the head at his feet, and he like panics and rocks back from it and fires up into the air. it hits one of the drones, and the drone crashes down on top of him, and there's a unsettling splatter. Electo. Oh wait, no. There's one drone left, and it's gonna shoot at Tetra. Yeah.
I'm surprised not me
Wow.
since I'm not in cover.
Neither is Tetra, to be fair.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's just in
It
cover.
misses though.
No.
I
Yeah.
thought you
No,
were
I'm not.
standing out in the open hacking things.
I thought Tetra ducked behind the.
No, I didn't. I decided to Jedi mind
Oh.
trick the.
oh
so I'm
right.
not-
Regardless, it misses her. Electo. There's one drone left.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with the electro laser and fry everything.
Roll for it.
That's a 14.
Kazap, it's gone.
I tried, Garm. I tried.
Tetra, you are now faced with a corpse-strewn room in front of the server farm that must be the inference engine.
So we can infer it.
It's pretty obvious at this point, yeah.
It could just
I
be
mean,
things that
Control
stack
even
up.
comes over and says, based on your camera footage, we're fairly certain this is the inference engine.
Cool. So the plexiglass sort of deal, it's about 6 inches thick at least.
Yeah, it's gonna take some serious effort to break through that or to find another way around.
Can I probably melt it with my lightsaber, a la Qui-Gon Jinn?
It'll take a lot of time though.
That's true. So my idea was to kind of like melt down kind of a little bit, and so someone can like fire something at it to whatever, or I can try to talk to it.
You're not really going to be able to talk through it to talk to the inference engine. The inference engine isn't exactly sentient. It's just a lot of processing power.
All right, then that's my thing. Is that I'm gonna roll for the energy sword to have some kind of melting effect on the glass.
Sure, roll force body.
Dang. Double sixes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts to melt through. It's obviously going to take some time, but this will work eventually. Sal?
So,
Or sorry, what were you saying?
no, I forgot the initiative word. My bad.
We're good.
I mean, there's no more combat. You guys can step out of it order if you want.
First off, I am forced to assume that, like, from Control's perspective, I am just like blinking in and out of existence on the cameras thanks to the shirt. It's like I'm in the frame for like a second at a time. Anyway, I would like to. How screwed up are these drones? Like,
One of them is crumpled in on one side. Another one has a railgun shot straight through it, straight through one of them repulsors. The last one is just kind of sparking.
Good. I would like to try and jury rig at the very least the weapon systems on one of them.
Sure. Roll infiltrate mind.
Sure, why not? This is not a game built for hacking.
No.
Despite having a 6 in that, I fail. I got nothing.
Yeah, this drone is fried. You can tell that it was being run remotely. There's probably a wireless communication center somewhere that was setting them all up, but
Yeah.
it's not really.
Yeah, I just wanted to fire the weapons. But,
Mm.
well, that was a fun turn.
Is there a door to this room?
Question?
Yeah, actually, you can see there's a couple maintenance areas that probably lead into it.
We're not very good at questions, are we? I could have asked that first.
I liked the
are-
mental image of just going to town with a lightsaber, but whatever you say.
Then like,
it's
oh, hey,
really
door.
it's really Tetra, you guys. Like, she would have not have asked questions. She's like, there it is, gotta go break it.
Yeah, and sounds like, oh, drones.
Tell her I love her.
Um, what do the
can-
doors look like? Are they just regular doors and frames except
Yeah.
for it's a glass, or is it like almost
The
laser cut out or
Padlock.
something?
Okay, so let me describe this better. You guys are in a like maybe 40-foot wide by 20-foot long room where one wall is just this thick advanced plexiglass bulletproof shell basically to see into a massive server farm, more complicated than anything you've imagined or even seen of, and in some of your cases worked on with the DoD. This thing is beyond comprehension. You can see on the maintenance area is on the left on one side, and there's just kind of a small door. There's not even like a frame around it. It's just you can see the seam in the wall, and the shape of it makes you think door,
Excellent.
and that would probably lead you into like through a passage on one side and then back into the rear of the inference engine. Does that answer the question?
Yes.
Okay.
If someone can, without taking my arm off, make metal conduct heat, I can use my katars to pierce into the seam of the door,
And pry it open?
Well,
or at least get us an easier way in.
Tetra's currently holding an energy sword, so she probably is going to pull it out of the plexiglass and offer it.
Is there a panel for this door that's obvious anywhere?
Like how it's supposed to be open normally?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Huh.
Your guess is that it's probably controlled from the security center somewhere.
Ow.
Oh. So, Electo is gonna try and hunt down the security center.
But there'd have to be a manual override. Wasn't
Would there?
there?
Well,
M-
I mean, it's supposed to be
Maybe
open
to
from
get
there.
out of there. But why would you need a manual override to get in?
Mm,
We have a hacker and a cracker. So between the two of us, we should be able to activate the system somehow.
Yeah.
get in.
I would say
So-
that the two of you working together find a way to open that door.
Excellent.
Okay.
And that gets you a way into the inference engine.
What do we want to do with it now?
Control has asked you to destroy it.
Let's just do it. Let's figure
Hang
out.
on.
Let's
Oh,
break it.
God.
And there are a lot of ways to break a computer.
I know.
I mean, my vote is Frisbee of Death near something that looks vital and then spray guns into it.
Sudo rm-r? I don't know.
Alright. Yeah, fair enough.
Alt F4, F4.
Lead System 32.
Wait a second. There are parts of drones outside. We have random ass things. There's going to be wiring everywhere on the servers, correct?
Yeah, like those pictures you see sometimes with like cable management? It's that. There are bundles of cables larger than your thigh. Like,
Oh God, yes.
Man, have you guys ever seen the video of a guy screaming at a hard drive and it causing errors? because that's an actual thing.
We know you want to use the frisbee.
Oh, I want to use
And
the
I'm-
frisbee so bad.
All right. You want to use the frisbee. I want to make an EMP bomb.
Why not both?
We're still
But-
in the room.
Yeah, it's an EMP. It won't affect us.
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
it affects anything electronic unless you put it in a Faraday cage.
I mean,
But we would need to get parts, and I'm fairly certain we would need to blow giant holes in some stuff first.
I also have one more concern about the amp plan.
Yes.
We all got cyborg parts and planted us like 2 hours ago.
I know.
Yeah, you know, that's actually a good point.
It's supposedly hardened. They didn't tell you to like watch out for microwaves.
Do they
Yeah,
still
but I'm not gonna stick like my brain in a microwave. On
Why not?
purpose.
Howard.
What if you're cold?
What if you eat ice cream too fast and get brain freeze?
Yeah. Microwave that shit.
Scoop it out and nuke it.
Oh my god, the blockchain! Can I smash it with the blockchain?
Oh my god, yes!
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Yes,
Isaiah.
yes!
Alright.
Yes.
So I think go to town on it with the blockchain is option number one.
It's gonna take a while to destroy all of it with the blockchain, but that is an option.
Yeah, well, and then leave the Frisbee of Doom behind us set to go off in like 10 minutes. Or the Frisbee of Death, sorry.
You know, option whatever. Hey, hacker man, is there any chance you could just like plug into one of the cables and just murder it? Just like just scrap everything, make all the hard drives useless.
And then we can use the blockchain.
Delisano's face just lights up. I could probably do that thing. Alright, I'd like to do hacker bullshit to it. Presumably there's like a montage and like bad CG shots of like the inside of the computer where it's like skyscrapers of like garbage text and stuff.
And
Electro
furious
takes the-
typing.
Electro takes the right half of the keyboard to help you type faster.
One of us is suddenly wearing rollerblades. What should I roll, Gaz?
I want you to roll as many dice as you have.
Okay. 1 sec. There it is.
I
Oh,
think it's
no.
not working.
Gaz.
I have a working
Yeah.
device.
Okay.
Okay.
I may
Yes.
have misspoken.
Gaz. He's a
Everyone
DM.
should roll a
8.
handful of dice. A
16,
handful of dice.
20.
Oh, 1 second. I'll just toss. I bet my 40K dice.
7.
Mm.
Oh, don't ruin it. It's okay. Ruin it. It's
A
okay.
handful of
Right.
dice could be those tiny
Sure.
little D6s.
Yeah, no. I have 36 wargaming dice. Excuse me for a moment.
You fool.
5,
Cristy, you take my headphone out, please.
Okay.
6.
Oh my.
Sherry will be right back. She is rolling wargaming dice.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
I'm going to start with all 6s and we can chop them up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, what she said.
Remember, these are my cursed dice, but they'll do in a pinch.
I want you guys to know that I'm just going to use this for how many meters the explosion covers.
Oh, exciting.
I don't have physical dice, or I'd be joining you.
Hey,
But
Hi, like grab a dice roller online and roll a. Give me a second. Roll. You have roll 20 open, right?
oh yeah.
Roll me 36 dice.
Alright, guys. 301, and we stay on the same plane.
Oh, good. I'm glad you stay on the same plane. Why do you have a plane chase die mixed in?
They're all in the same box.
Oh, okay.
I wish I had the Zodiac dice, but I don't yet.
So, question: did you guys ever make an extraction plan?
No, we never got around to that.
No, because I said we didn't need one.
I think the plan was for 2 of us to die and the other 2 to wingsuit out. It's
Well,
not the best
I mean-
plan.
I mean, we could hack a car now that we don't have like security and we have access to the car level.
Yeah, surely this place has some kind of like fire escape. Like
I have the tally on my wargaming dice.
Okay.
Okay, what is the wargaming dice?
I rolled 6 sixes. 1 second.
Oh, am I gonna have to add all this up myself? Okay.
9 fives, 4 fours, 9 threes.
This is for the explosion radius,
twos.
just so you know.
Oh dear, and 5 ones.
Okay. And Garm, you said what, 301?
301, and they stay on the same plane.
Okay. Py, did you end up rolling any dice?
I put it both on roll 20 and then I copied it over to the Discord.
Oh geez, okay.
It is
give me a sec.
122.
122.
36.
Okay, so as I've heard now that that apparently you stay on the same plane. I'm just gonna take us into cinematic DM time here for the end. There starts to be some sparks, and Control comes over and says something about a catastrophic quantum reaction and meltdown of a glutonic plasma. It's just some bad times.
We're all gonna die, aren't we?
And
is
just
there
tells you all
resonance
to
cascade?
run and hide behind the plexiglass. So you all like sprint out that maintenance corridor, past the plexiglass, around the corner, back to the elevator, and then you just hear an earth-shattering kaboom. And a pillar of fire, half a kilometer high, streaks out of the side of this building, narrowly missing the international transit line that let you guys all get in here, scorching the air above the citywide transit line. And then you hear over Control, "Now go, get out of there." And you all turn back and you see, instead of the room where the inference engine was, there's a 40-foot wide hole to the outside air and a plane waiting to take you all out.
Yay!
So of course you run, get onto the plane, and before you're even all boarded, you're holding onto fast ascent ropes. This plane just jets out and melts into the international traffic. Congratulations, you've stopped the inference engine.
Woohoo! Good job, everybody.
Okay, I only ran like 25 minutes over time, and we skipped a major part of it. But we're good, let's go. Okay, I need to fucking sleep. Pardon my language.
Yeah, you girls gotta sleep too.
Overtime?
I was told that I was supposed to stop at 1, so there was an hour of
Oh, we were right.
space
Of
before the next
music.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Pi, on the one hand, I'm so glad that you blew up that lab because it was perfect. On the other hand, all of my exposition about the inference engine was in the notes there. So I was gonna like tell you stuff, give you security codes to get into the engine, like
I've
way to
wondered
get
about
past
that.
the elevator.
Guys, you're actually
Oh my
35
God.
minutes under.
Am I?
Yeah.
It
Did I-
is 4:24 over on Eastern side.
Yeah, wasn't my
1 a.m.
slot
to
until
5 a.m.
4? Oh,
I mean, that's not a problem.
Oh, that is really difficult to read though on the spreadsheet.
I totally thought it was 4. Oh well.
It's all good, man.
I thought it
Enjoy
was
your
too.
music, people. I'm going to go catch some Z's.
That was a wonderful session. Thank you very much. This game
Thank
is...
you so much, Gaz.
That was a hell of a
I'm
time.
really glad. I do have a Discord server where I run that kind of stuff on a whenever we have people basis, usually like bi-weekly.
Yeah, I'm there.
If a viewer wants to get in on that, or one of my players here, shoot me a message, drop something in Midgardia, they can connect us. All right, I will have a good night, guys. I'm gonna be back for Underdark later in the day.
Same here.
Alright. I guess.
See y'all then.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
Night.